Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Voice Radio. Join us every Thursday and Sunday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very, very special show for a review or preview, should I say, of Gennady Golovkin versus Martin Murray. And of course, we're going to be talking about Boxino's tournament on ESPN and a bunch of headlines. I know there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of boxing insiders saying that today's the day. Today is the day that the fight gets announced. The fight is what we're calling it. Moving forward now, because there seems to be an announcement for the announcement of the fight. This is how much anticipation there is for this, actual Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight. So we'll see if anything happens. Everyone's saying that it should be announced today, but I think that Floyd is he likes things to be on his terms. So people putting out certain leaks of this fight probably didn't sit well with him, and I can see him holding off just another day. But it was definitely made clear to us that he is going to be announcing it via his Shots app. So that little rumor and tidbit that we kicked around regularly here end up being true. But yeah, man, we're gonna definitely take some calls. We're gonna see what you guys got to say. Obviously, we're gonna get into this Gennady Golovkin. Let's see if it doesn't get overshadowed with the possibility of this fight happening. I'm gonna bring in Robbie really quick and get his take, see what's going on.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Well, guys, we have a wonderful next couple of days of boxing with the Boxino tournament, with Showbox, and with Gennady Golovkin and Martin Murray. I want to focus all the attention on actual fights, and if the big fight gets announced, then we'll move forward. But that's my attitude. Time to support the guys that are actually in the ring. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, but the boxing world has to stop moving whenever Floyd Mayweather farts, man. That's just part of it.
Yeah, well, sign the contract and let's get it on already. I'm tired of talking about it. I want to talk about it when it's actually done.
Yeah, man, listen, I can't argue with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and switch into first gear and move on. We're going to get into the Boxino 2015 heavyweight tournament taking place this Friday at the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. We're going to have the quarterfinal bouts of the Boxino. We all know that we covered extensively the last Boxino that took place last year, as well as this first round of junior middleweights last week. And it was fairly entertaining. Now, this group of men is all new to me. All of these guys are new to me. I think there's one or two names that stick out. I've heard the name Fedosov thrown out a few times. I know that he has a very extensive amateur background, and I'm pretty sure the experts will be picking him to win it. But let me give you some statistics, and you can go ahead and check this out on the website as well. We got the breakdown statistics for these heavyweights. The oldest heavyweight is going to be Steve Vukosa. And the youngest heavyweight would be Ed Fountain. He's going to be 26 years old, and Steve is 37. So I don't know, man. I want to see what version of this Steve we're going to get, how good his 37 years olds look, because look at Floyd Mayweather, 37 and looking great. But this is definitely one that should give you a red flag, because at 37, Floyd is totally in a different level in his career. And this man at 37 is just starting a low-level tournament that can give him exposure. So we're going to have to see just how far Volkosa gets in this tournament. But the most fights is Andrei Fedosov, and he has 28 fights, I believe. We're going to double check that. And the least fights is, again, the oldest guy in Volkosa, and also Ed Fountain and Nate Haven all have 10 fights or less. You know, Jason Estrada, he stepped in. So anybody that's in the Providence and Massachusetts, up, you know, that way, Connecticut area, you all know Jason Estrada. He was an Olympian at one time, and he's stepping in. He's stepping into this tournament, and you know, I seen the weigh-in photos. He doesn't look good at all. Very out of shape. So we'll see what we get with him. But he has the most rounds fought in this tournament. So he's going to be coming into this tournament with probably the most experience with 177 rounds fought. Least rounds is Nate Haven again. So he's also coming in. Remember, least fights, least rounds. And, you know, most KOs is Fedosov. Now, remember, I told you he's got this extensive amateur background, and it's probably one, you know, another Ukrainian or Russian that's hitting hard. So watch out for Fedosov with the most knockouts. And the winning percent, it goes to the oldest heavyweight and one of the youngest heavyweights in Ed Fountain and Steve Volkosa. But remember, that doesn't mean much because the oldest heavyweight has the least amount of fights. So that just means you won the little bit of fights that you did have, you know? So also the total record for the 8 fighters is 114, 14 losses with 89.1% KO ratio with 65 KOs total. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe these statistics produce some sort of action. Obviously, I believe the Fedosov fight is going to be good, and I'm hoping that Estrada is able to shine. Not that I'm picking him to go far or win or anything like that, but you would just figure with the amount of experience that he has, he should be able to shine amongst these inexperienced fighters, because that's what you get in these Boxino tournaments. They kind of mix in guys, right or wrong, Robbie?
No, you're absolutely right. And like with last week's tournament, they did the same thing, and actually the fights didn't turn out to be too bad. So we can only hope that these fights will be just as entertaining.
Now, as far as these names, obviously you've never heard or seen of these guys, so it's going to be all new to you. Are you excited about that? That, you know, you're going to be forced to be entertained by guys you've never really seen before?
Well, yeah, I am excited about that. The only thing I'm disappointed about from what you've read there is they put a 37-year-old heavyweight in this. In my opinion, these kind of tournaments, if you're gonna introduce us to newer fighters, you know, they all should be in their 20s, and you know, and guys that are working their way up. How much of a future does a 37-year-old heavyweight have if you're in a lower level tournament? That's a question I got to ask.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's kind of what I hinted at, the fact that he's 37 and just starting out. But switching over to ShowBox before we open up the lines, Sammy Vasquez Jr. is going to be back in action, and definitely a guy you should check out. I was really you know, thinking about going to this fight, but the 6-hour drive, and it's just not, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, you know, unfortunately. So I won't get to see Sammy live. Hopefully he gets on a bigger stage, and it brings me out, you know what I mean? But he is a hometown favorite. He's unbeaten. He's a welterweight, 17-0 with 13 knockouts. The guy is big for his division, 6 feet, I believe. He's going to be taking on Emmanuel Larity, 17-2 with 8 KOs from North Carolina. But 17-2 with 8 KOs and 1 no contest. So he's going to be coming up from Brooklyn and going to Pittsburgh, you know, to the home of Sammy Vasquez. And, you know, what got added to this card is Paul Spadafora, but he will be off television. But anybody going to the venue, at least you get to see good old Spatty, man. He, you know, Good old Spatty, man. You're going to have to look him up if you want the story. But it's going to be a co-feature that's promoted by Goosen Promotions, but it's going to be filled with Heyman fighters. You know, and it seems like it's a pretty good card for ShowBox. I mean, you can't get mad. I mean, to me, I believe the only name that really jumps out is Spadafora and Vasquez. You know, I think they have Savini. Humberto Savini's on this card as well. Let me see. Yeah, the Cuban amateur. He's going to be on this card. So look out for Humberto. He's a light heavyweight. Always seems to be in pretty decent shape. You know, he's 12-1 with 9 KOs. You know, living in Miami, and Helen, of course, from Guantanamo, Cuba. So I think this is a pretty interesting card as well. And, you know, it is what it is, right? I mean, we're all waiting for Gennady Golovkin, but while we wait, this is okay, right?
Yeah, no, both of these cards are good appetizers for what we're going to be able to watch on Saturday afternoon, early in the East. For those of you that are used to late boxing, it's 5:45. East Coast time for the start. So, and the HBO is going to replay it at 10:15 on the East for those that miss it the first time. So, get used to early boxing, guys, especially with all these daytime cards that are coming up later on.
Yeah, definitely. But really quick.
And now, here's Vic.
Yo, what up? What up? Hope my internet connection is working today. It's been a little choppy, but hey, I don't know if the streets is talking, but they talking a lot. I don't know what y'all talking about now, but what's good, Nestor? What's good, Robbie?
Hey, Vic. I know your internet actually sounds good today. Your microphone's loud and clear, and maybe you can actually be heard today. People won't talk over you as much.
Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Boxing fans, here's Jameson.
What up, what up, what up? Good fights, a lot of big announcements, hopefully. Vic, it's good to be back on with you, brother. It's been too long.
Man.
I'm just loving the full house, man. I'm loving having everybody here. You know, it feels like we got our starting five, man. We just waiting in for Beeb. Everybody got the invite. Let's see what happens. So now that I got you guys, I mean, obviously the word on the street that Vic is talking about is the infamous announcement that's supposed to take place today. It's supposed to go down on the Mayweather Shots app. I mean, you got guys like Dan Rayfield who usually play it safe. They don't come out and say things publicly if he's not sure. Not a guy like Rayfield. He doesn't speculate much. So, I mean, you got Rayfield basically saying this is done and it's being announced today. Then you got Chris Mannix, another guy, saying the same thing. You know, a lot of boxing insiders hinting that today is the day. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure if today is the day, but I mean, from what I was told last week was that this week is the make or break. And I was also told by somebody else that, you know, the deal was done already. So, I mean, everyone has their sources. I've been jumping up a few sources. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't care who announces it. I don't care who was first or who wants to take credit. Obviously, Mayweather's going to announce it, but let's just get the ball rolling. Let's not bicker about who reported it first and this and that, because in all honesty, we could all be wrong. Because what if Mayweather doesn't announce it? Then we're all fucking wrong.
Well, that's true, and keep one thing in mind. Last year when he announced Maidana, he waited till around his birthday to do that, and his birthday is February 24th. So, you know, knowing Floyd, he could wait till the last possible minute if he's gonna do that, like he did last year. I think last year he announced the Maidana fight like on the 22nd or 23rd. So he could be waiting to do the same kind of thing this time around.
I don't know, man. I'm just tired of all this. Every day it's a new something. So, I mean, I'm not even buying into it today. Do I feel that probably the more these stories come out, the more they're going to, I guess, become true eventually? They can say the fight's off. So until they say the fight's off, I got to assume they're still building it. I I don't know, man. I just can't buy into the hype anymore. It's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And we're in the third time. This is the third go-around of the day that he's supposed to announce it. So until then, I want it to happen, but I don't know. So
I feel the same way, man. I said it once before. I'm going to say it again. I don't believe anything until Mayweather says it. When he says it, then I believe it. Till then, it's all hoopla and, headlines is really what it is, man. That's how I think about it. But, really quick, you guys weren't in. Obviously, last week we had the junior middleweight tournament in Bucksino, which ended up producing a lot of action. And, we got reintroduced to Brandon Adams and seeing a few new faces. Obviously, Vadim is doing a great job over there, Vic, because he's got himself another Ukrainian slugger. But this week, it's a totally different lineup, a lot of unknown names and a lot of guys with very little fights. But there is one name that sticks out, and that's Fedosov. What do you guys think about this heavyweight tournament before we open up the lines?
I don't put much stock into these Boxino tournaments. I think the junior middleweight one has a chance if it's Adams versus Vadim's guy in the final, which I think is going to be. But the heavyweights, I don't know, man. I seen the records. I seen the guys on there. I guess Fedosov is the best one in there. I mean, Estrada doesn't really do it for me. It's boxing. We'll get what we get tomorrow. Probably some knockouts because that's what heavyweights produce.
Yeah, these Boxino tournaments are what they are. I mean, Vic is talking over there. Can you guys hear him?
No.
He
Oh.
stopped talking. And go ahead, James.
My bad. Sorry, you had a lag or something like that, and I saw you still talking. Anyway, these Boxino tournaments are what they are, man. I don't think, they're entertainment purposes only. You didn't get entered into this tournament because they were trying to promote you as the next great thing. You're not even in the tournament if they're promoting you as the next great thing. So we just got to enjoy these. And if a good fighter comes out of it, so be it. But, in the meantime, we're getting a bunch of good fights. They're going to bracket up to each other. So we got to expect that eventually, the talent's going to rise and the cream's going to rise to the top of this, and we're going to get good fights out of it. Even with the last Boxino, I don't think any of those dudes are world beaters. They're good fighters, but I still don't think that winning the Boxino tournament means anything. So if you're asking the importance of the heavyweight division with this Boxino tournament, not really much. But again, the heavyweight tournament or the heavyweight division is very top heavy. So any of these guys that might impress in this tournament could potentially make their way up into the top 10 of the heavyweight division because there's absolutely really no one there other than the top 4.
And that's
last year we got Petrov, who we thought was really good, who I think is a pretty good lightweight power puncher, and then we got Willie Monroe Jr., who, at the end of the day, Willie Monroe Jr. is out there campaigning for a Golovkin fight. So
you almost
I just don't see this field being that good.
To do something because the Boxino tournament obviously is not like it's. I guess it allowed him to stand out. I'm talking about Monroe, of course. Allowed him to stand out, and now we know his name, and he's getting bigger fights because of it. But now, I think calling out Golovkin is like calling out Mayweather. That's, you're not going to get it, but you're going to keep saying you want him because then you're going to.
Well, no. I got to interject there because that might not be right. Remember, Curtis Stevens was calling out Golovkin, and he got him for beating up who? Edwin Ayala, and who else did he beat before he got a Golovkin shot?
And
that's before Golovkin was who Golovkin is, though. That really solidified Golovkin, though. That was the fight that everyone who's now sold on Golovkin was sold on him. So now that we move to the future, the Golovkin of now is the top of that division, so of course there's people calling him out. There's plenty of people. Laura was calling out Golovkin. Do we think that he was really trying to push for that fight? No. I don't think so anymore.
You got your crazies that do believe he was pushing for that fight. But I'll tell you this. Listen, I interviewed Willie Monroe Jr., and I think that he was sincere. And that's what I say when we force these guys to move up in weight. There's always somebody down there who thinks he's better, man. If you're a competitive guy, you don't want Golovkin out of the division. You want to be the guy to beat him.
But case in point, this is a different fighter, and I'm not saying Willie Monroe by any means is this fighter, but how many times have you heard, I personally interviewed him, I know you've interviewed him, Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillen, said that he wanted to fight Golovkin, Cotto, all these people, and never even went anywhere with it. So, like I said, I think Golovkin's name is now going to start being thrown around saying, I'm not afraid of that dude, I'm not afraid of that dude.
Well,
before you go into Peter Quillen, I'll tell you this much. If Golovkin wins this weekend, he has a May 16 date, Who's he gonna dance with? David Lemieux's gonna fight Endom. Lee's fighting Quillen. Those will probably take place in April or May or whatever. And BJ Saunders is waiting for the winner of that. I mean, who's he gonna fight? There's no one left for him to fight
You
with
think
these
it's
guys
possible
all
Cotto's waiting for this weekend? You think it's possible Cotto takes his fight just waiting for this weekend?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Cotto wants anything to do with Golovkin.
Yeah, but don't you think that he would have tried to get a fight at least announced prior to this happening if he didn't want to fight Golovkin? Because you imagine the pressure that's going to come over on Cotto this weekend when Golovkin gets past Murray?
I mean, Cotto don't care, man. he don't care.
Well,
I mean, it's not right. He should care. He should care, but
if Golovkin wins, then
let's be real.
they're gonna be putting pressure on Cotto because Golovkin is gonna be his mandatory.
Listen, let's get one thing straight here. When we start calling in and we're forcing this this Peter Quillen Golovkin fight, okay? Let's remember that when Quillen was with Golden Boy and the fight could be made, it didn't get made, all right? And let's also remember now that that this is a totally different landscape. You know, you can call me whatever you want, but again, facts don't lie. And neither do numbers for that way, for anybody that needs, you know, remembering. So when you're thinking about this fight, you got to remember, if Golovkin wants it, or if you want it, it's going to have to happen on Heyman territory. He's not going to allow Quillen to walk over to HBO when right now what he's doing is he's offering a service. You know, I was giving this a lot of thought today, and if you think about it, the product isn't the networks. The product is his fighters. It's all about PBC. And he's putting PBC on every network. It's not just one network. It's going to be very, very hard moving forward for any of these promotional companies to really do business, because tell me this. If this is a success, and obviously we're going on a hunch here, we're obviously, my theory is based on a hunch that, A, the fights will be successful because it's on national television, which means more exposure. B, he's keeping the fighters in line in all interviews and watching the headlines, right? And C, these fighters are promised 4 fights a year now. So they see how many networks it is. So these guys are always in the gym anyway. They're always in the gym anyway. So tell me now, what about these fighters on the outside looking in? Why is a guy like Emmanuel Taylor gonna re-sign with Thompson for what? When he's signing Gabriel Campillo with what, 4 or 5 losses? You know, he's signing guys who are losing. He's signing the A side, the B side, and the probably some D's too, you know, but definitely the C side.
He signed a couple of D's. He signed a couple of C's and D's. He's signing opponents. I mean, I as I said before, if you're not top ranking Golden Boy, you might not survive this coup.
But even
unless you're aligned with him,
even them, right? Because again, I gave it a lot of thought. Call me a fanboy, right? But even them, how do they survive? Why would fighters re-sign with them? Because here's the thing. Think about a guy like Lucky Boy that you haven't seen on HBO or any TV since he lost to Jesse Vargas, which he didn't even really lose, right? So why would he re-sign with Top Rank when they're signing guys like Lucky Boy that don't have that good of skill, and they're there. They're raw talent, you know? They're signing them guys. But you got to remember this. He's paying for his time. He's got guaranteed TV dates. Now, these fighters know that. In the past, they already knew. It used to be exclusivity to get with Heyman. It's like, damn, Heyman, you know, now everything is Heyman. Why would these other fighters not go to him when HBO is saying, yes, I want that fight. No, I don't want that fight. So Top Rank and Golden Boy, they don't even have guaranteed dates. Like, obviously they get guaranteed dates. You know, we both know that. But what I'm saying is their fights aren't guaranteed. See, Heyman is getting his fighters on TV because he's got a network for each one. If you ain't NBC, you Spike TV. And if you ain't Spike TV, it looks like in the future you'll be Telemundo. So he's got the places. He's got the dates, because he's paying for the dates. We can't forget that Golden Boy and Top Rank are still accepting license fees. Remember that. They're still accepting HBO to pay for the fight. Heyman is putting up the fighters. Let's not forget that. He's putting up the talent, and he has the dates.
But he's also making the money, too.
That's, in theory, it's a good idea. How long that he's gonna keep paying. You don't expect him to go a year or two paying these fighters. That's not happening, dude. He's gonna want to return the money he's investing.
Vic, I just don't understand why the guys like you who are pessimistic, or just you just what ifing, right? But why don't you factor into your plan that he already thought of how he's gonna pay the fighters? This is not.
I mean, right now, I mean, he's not gonna pay the networks all the time to buy time buys. That's not a smart business model. And Heyman's a smart businessman. He's gonna expect returns on this.
I'm not saying that he is, but Vic, don't you think that this is gonna be his show out year? So he's gonna show the networks, look, I'm so confident of my product, I'm gonna pay to put my product on your network. You'll see what we do, and next year we talk. Or next year, this is the contract. Come on, man. We're talking about a dude that just signed 170 fighters. He came in the back door and stole the game. You telling me he doesn't have a plan B to his plan A? Don't be crazy.
I'm just saying, you guys are hyping this up, and yet we haven't had one card yet. Let's just see how it plays out. Let's just see how it plays out. The game's not over yet.
But why are we?
He's made his move. Now everyone else has to remake their move.
How is it hyping it up when there is nothing else to talk about but what he is doing?
Because Heyman is proven.
Other than Golovkin and Jennings and Klitschko and a few other scattered mediocre fights, it's all we could talk about. He's got all the fights lined up. They're all scheduled.
And also,
are you not seeing HBO's March, April, and May schedule? Like, listen. I'm a pessimistic because what Heyman has done to me in the past. He gives you one good year and then shits on the network the other year. So we'll see year one. It's looking promising. Then we'll move to year 2 and year 3. But I'm just saying, we haven't had one card yet, so we should just.
I don't know.
Relax.
I just feel like you guys. I just feel like you guys. You want to think of longevity, and that's cool. That's cool, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, boxing has proven time and time again, especially being on this end, you being on that end, this is a numbers game. We don't talk about last month, this month. That shit doesn't happen. The only one there's certain fighters that continue throughout the months. Canelo, Cotto, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Golovkin. Those names keep. But, I mean, when's the last time you heard of Andrade? Outside of that interview, when's the last time you heard of him? I mean, Charlo, same thing. Like, these fights, listen, all right, I mean, all right. I don't know, man. I remember you guys laughing at me last year, and I see a lot rolling out. A lot is rolled out, and it's scheduled, and it's something that you can call your friends and say, hey, come watch a fight. It's there. You know that. Not like your alleged HBO schedule that you're talking about, Crawford and all these guys. That's not official yet. That's not official yet. You got a scoop,
but it's gonna be official. I mean, you tell me March HBO schedule is not good?
I'm not saying
April's not good.
I'm not saying that it's not. It's not scheduled though.
What do you mean? You have March 7th. You got March 14th.
What you talking about? The Pascal Kovalev?
Yeah, that's a good fight. I mean, how you not?
That is a good fight. That is a good fight. But the undercard is garbage. I mean, I really hope that Cunningham something.
No.
What?
Come on. Cunningham Glasgow is garbage. It's gonna be a fun fight, dude. What are you talking about?
Vic, but is it meaningful? Is it meaningful for Glasgow, up and coming heavyweight?
Is every fight meaningful? Every fight's not gonna be meaningful, Ness.
I mean, but he's in the heavyweight division. It's a division that the HBO.
How meaningful is Roberto Garcia, Sean Porter? It's a comeback fight. It's not meaningful.
Okay.
Not every fight's gonna be meaningful.
Right. You got me. You're right. I mean, you're right.
I'm just saying. I like what I see this year. I like what I see this year all around. But like I said, the only people that are gonna survive this coup are probably top-ranking Golden Boy, and I have my skeptics on Golden Boy because they have to start from the ground up because Heyman couped all the fighters. So we'll see.
So what about this news that I found out yesterday that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know, so definitely head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com and check out the Canelo Kirkland updated story today. Did you guys know that freaking Kirkland is working with Angel Heredia?
I didn't know that until I think I saw Vivek tweet about it earlier. That's crazy.
Now here's the real twister. You ready for this? Cotto's manager, Gabby Penagaracano, is now I'm not gonna say Kirkland's manager, but he is working with Kirkland, and he is the one that finalized this deal to fight Canelo. Now,
Cotto's manager finalized the deal for Canelo.
That's right. And
Yes.
and listen, and
Yes.
Oscar De La Hoya didn't even know. When it was time to sign the contracts, Oscar was surprised, but it was a happy surprise. But again, I'm not going to give you everything. Head on over to the Boxing Voice and check that story out. Amazing. Quotes and all. But I couldn't believe it. I mean, this guy cleaned house. We all were worried. Mario did a wonderful story because it's exactly what we're going to talk about. And we were worried that him not being with Ann Wolf, we weren't going to get the right James Kirkland. Now, say what you may about Angel Heredia and is he a steroid and this, that, and the third, but what is true is Marquez has been a different fighter under him.
Of course, obviously, then when you talk about that, you're going to get a trove of people calling in saying why he looks better under him. I mean, Angel Heredia always has those question marks. And, I mean, James Kirkland's already a big guy. So, I mean, this is only going to bring negative an impact to his camp when there was already negativity there.
I don't know about the negativity because, again, until proven guilty, you're not guilty. And Angel Heredia was guilty at once, but moving forward, none of his fighters tested positive, right? That Brandon Rios thing was with Ariza.
But just saying the fact that maybe we don't know proof, I'm not saying he's dirty by any means, but there are the detractors out there that do say that. So what I'm telling you is he's already has negativity coming off such a long break. He's not back with Ann Wolf. Everyone thinks he sucks with Ann Wolf. Now he's going to add someone in there with that kind of controversy. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And that's cool. That's cool because it's not supposed to make sense. The fact that the moral of the story is this. Again, besides the fact that it's going to be a black cloud around him, Heredia's fighters come ready.
They come jacked. I don't deny that.
So that's my point. That's my point. So now this fight is a little bit more interesting. It's not a James Kirkland coming off a 12-month layoff without an Ann Wolf anymore. It's a James Kirkland with a brand new team, and it seems like he's got a head on his shoulders because all of a sudden he pulled the ace out the fucking hole. This is the story, guys. This is what you need to open your eyes to. All of a sudden he pulled the ace out the hole. Cotto's manager, who's supposed to be making Canelo Cotto, instead slides his other fighter in there to build up the Cotto fight because they obviously want to fight in June, not in May. So he gets Kirkland in there. De La Hoya doesn't know till last minute. Bada bing, this fight is signed, and now a guy that they thought was coming off a 12-month layoff all of a sudden is managed by a very capable person and now is also being strength and conditioning by a very capable person. I'm just saying, so, this thing just changed just a little bit. If we're using some sort of scale,
that changes the dynamic of the fight. That changes the dynamic of the fight immensely, I think.
I don't know, man. This is putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole or a knife wound, man. It's just, that's about it to me. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, having a strength and conditioning coach, regardless of what you think about Angel Heredia, is that he is credible. He does know what at least he's doing, whether or not you think he's doing all the shit. But so hopefully what this means is that Kirkland's going to come into camp and not have to worry too much about weight, where he had to go through, I guess, the hard knock camp with just what's her name? I can't think of her name right now anyway.
Ann Wolf.
Ann Wolf, there you go. So I mean, this to me means he's probably trying to figure out he knows that he can't he has to take the weight off. It's not necessarily about being the toughest man in there. That's going to be there. So this does change the dynamic a little bit, but it's only slowing the bleeding. But when you're cut in the jugular, man, that blood's going to come regardless. So I still don't think that this gives him any more of a chance. He has a better chance to make.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask both of you a question. Do we recognize Ann Wolf as a great trainer, or as a trainer that whips you into shape because she puts you through rigorous training? Is she the technical trainer, or she's more of a whip your ass into shape, you have crazy conditioning?
She's just the tough as nails person. You don't go to Ann Wolf because you're trying to get the Freddie Roach treatment where she's going to fix your jab. She might be able to, but to answer your question, I think she's there to be the nail in the coffin. She's there to push you, drive you. I mean, there was rumors about him sparring before the fucking Glenn Tapia fight. That's crazy. The day of, that's crazy. There's only one reason. I don't think she's a great trainer. I think she's a great trainer for James Kirkland.
But don't you think that Memo Heredia is one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the business? And obviously, she calls that shit slave camp. Obviously, the shit that she does is crazy. But I don't see it being much of a drop-off because I don't think Ann Wolf brings anything technically. Heredia is there to get you in tip-top shape, and that's what he's done with guys like Marquez, Pascal even. He's working with Pascal, so I don't know. I think it changes the dynamic a lot more than what you feel.
So do I. I think that this is a game changer, and if I'm in the Canelo camp, I'm at least taking notice. I don't have to be worried. I'm taking notice. But really quick, everybody out there on the YouTube world, I'm glad you're interacting on the chat. Remember, if you're listening, you're looking for the chat on Blog Talk, we're no longer using that. So head on over to the YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, and you can follow the link into the YouTube chat. It's amazing. And every show we've been getting over 2,700 comments, the way that it should be. We're engaging, and obviously I'm taking a close look on it and making sure your voice is also being said on the show. We're going to open it up to the streets and take some callers and continue to chop it up and talk some boxing here. 513, you're live. Who's this?
This is Eric from Cincinnati.
Eric, what's up, brother?
How's it going, man? Hey, I want to talk about the Triple G and Murray fight.
Go for it.
I think I've been going back and forth. All week and actually all day on this fight. Kind of flip-flopping over this, who I'm going to pick and who I'm not going to pick here. And I think it kind of boils down to what does Murray have to do to win. I think Triple G has more ways to win, but ultimately, what does Murray have to do to win? I think he has to use his jab. I think he has a very underrated jab. I think he can. It's one of those jabs where I believe that he has a better jab, and I think he can control the fight with it. I think he needs to stay off the ropes. One of the things he really needs to do is to stay off the ropes. Golovkin is an animal when he gets you on the ropes. He just unleashes those punches, and they're big, big punches. Stay out of any unnecessary exchanges. When you get hit, don't try to hit back all the time unless it benefits you. The big knock I've heard on Murray all leading up to this fight and is that he has no power. And granted, I don't think he's got the power to knock Golovkin out, but I guarantee he'll get his attention during that fight. And I guarantee at least once in that fight he'll make him tentative to come in, and he'll get him thinking.
See, I think the two keys, I mean, to elaborate on what you're talking about. No, I was going to say the two keys that you were talking about is that he doesn't have much punching power. I think that's the key to this fight. If Martin Murray's going to have a chance, he's going to have to get Golovkin's respect. So whether that means he's going to make sure that he plots his punches and make sure that they're precise, they're crisp, and they're getting there when they need to get there with the power they need to get there. I mean, some people just don't have power. We see Tim Bradley, we see Malignaggi. But when you put certain punches together, we saw Tim Bradley wobble Pacquiao. So, I mean, certain times a punch can land. It's going to hurt anyone. It doesn't matter what kind of chin you have. So he's got to make sure that he's got precise punching, which is going to be hard to weather a storm when you have someone coming down. It's hard to be technical when you're going to have to constantly be on your defense. And number two, like you said, he's got to box and move, but not use too much movement. A lot of fighters have a tendency to run almost in a sense, and they use a lot of wasted movement when they don't have to take that extra step. They could have been out of the pocket an extra step sooner, but yet they take a full step out, and now they're wasting energy, and over the course of the fight, it slows them down. So for me, if Murray's going to do this, he's got to get respect, and he's got to conserve his energy and make sure that he's boxing efficiently. But with that said, I still don't see Golovkin even, I mean, Murray is not going to be able to weather this storm. Everything I just told you about is all going to be trumped by the pressure that Golovkin's going to put on him. I see this being a late-round stoppage. I think it could be a corner stoppage. It could be a TKO. I don't think he's going to flatten Murray out on his back, but, I mean, I just definitely don't think that Murray has enough power to keep Golovkin off of him. He doesn't have the boxing ability to outbox Golovkin. Everything that Golovkin does, he does better than Martin Murray. So there's really not much we could say. There's only hopes that Martin Murray does certain things to make it a competitive fight. But, I mean, when you think about the odds in this fight, I don't think they're too far off. So,
well, I think we'll see, because I think Murray has a better jab. Like I said, I think Murray has a better jab. If he stays off the ropes, and
it's quicker, but it's not as stiff.
I see people doing more often than not is backing up and running from Golovkin. And I think what Martin Murray does really well is he turns the opponent. And if he stays in the middle of the ring, and he has a tendency to turn in the middle of the ring. Instead of run, instead of back up, he has a tendency to turn and keep his opponent turning. And I think that's going to be a big key in there. That being said, I think that, like I said, I think Triple G has more ways to win. I think he's got more power. But I don't know, man. I got a feeling, and I'm going to be the only one tonight, but I'm going to take Martin Murray.
What?
Wow.
I hope you come back Sunday to eat your crow, because I don't think Martin Murray knows what he's dealing with when he steps in the ring on Saturday. I think that happens to every one of Triple G's opponents. They watch him fight from the outside of the ring, and they think they can go in there and deal with him. But then when they step in the ring with him, it's a totally, completely different situation. And I think that's what's going to happen in this case.
One question that really nobody's answered, nobody's really asked and nobody's ever answered. What happens if Triple G's power? What happens when he doesn't knock him out? What happens?
I think he has the ability to go the distance,
and he doesn't go anywhere. And he doesn't. I mean, everybody knows that. I mean, even Tyson. I mean, can knock everybody out. You're gonna sooner or later. You're gonna get in there with somebody you can't knock out.
He was doing that with Gabriel Rosado, though.
Whether you can't touch him, whatever. And then what? Do you get frustrated? Will he get frustrated in that fight? I don't know. And I think that's what we're going to see.
No, I don't think
frustrated, because if you look back at the Gabriel Rosado fight, he went like 9 rounds, 10 rounds with Gabriel Rosado, and at no point did I think he was getting frustrated because he couldn't get not even knock Gabriel Rosado down, who had been knocked down before, and it's not like is like the sturdiest dude of all. He's tough. He's not sturdy. So I don't think that's going to fluster him too much. Again, I hate to bring up again to kind of drive this point home, Martin Murray loves to circle to the left side. And when you circle to the left side against a right-handed sledgehammer like Golovkin has, you're going to walk into it. That's what Daniel Geale did, and he threw a punch at the same time. Martin Murray's going to walk into something, he's going to be flat on his back. And you better call in on Monday or on Sunday, because there's only going to be one crow served up, and it's going to be fresh for you.
Well, I'm looking forward to it if that's the case.
Eric, man, thank you for calling in. Let me get to some other callers, man. I'm glad he's becoming a regular, Eric, man. We're happy to see that. 559, you're live. Who's this?
What's up, Jay? What's going on, fellas?
Not much, Jay.
All right, man. Have you guys watched Martin Murray post Sergio Martinez? Because I can't believe the shit I'm hearing, dude. This dude is not an upgrade from Geale or anything. He's on par with Golovkin's recent opponents. He's not going to win. Only thing he has is he is a big middleweight, so he may be able to take more punishment, but he has no shot, man. Ness, you've been trying to sell this dude like he's King Kong and shit, man. He has no shot at all. Undefeated, you're bringing up a Felix fight. That was in 2011. Look at his recent performances. He looked like shit in his last fight.
Everybody has a fight where they look like shit.
You know what? I'll bring this point up. If you go back and watch the Golovkin-Rubio fight, that was probably those 1 or 2 rounds. That's probably the sloppiest you've seen Golovkin in a long time. And I think it was because he was trying to engage in an actual fight with Rubio and give everyone a show like he says. If he does that with Murray, we could see question marks come up with Golovkin if he tries to get in there and exchange like he's been talking about him wanting to do.
I mean, I still don't see it. Even if he gets in exchanges to Murray, I don't see him getting in trouble. Murray's not this devastating puncher. I mean, Murray could make it frustrating a bit, I guess, but I don't see it. And Ness, you said it's only one. It's not one performance, man. This dude's looked pretty mediocre, and I'm pretty sure Vic watched his recent fights. He looked pretty mediocre like his last 2 or 3 fights post Martinez. That's a fact.
Yeah, but I never said that I was picking him. I'm saying he's a good opponent. He's credible. I mean, you can't say he's not. You can't say he's not. Do you want me to go down? No, because we could go down the rankings and we could compare him, and you can tell me who deserves to be above him.
Let's not go with the rankings, man. Let's stop that. He's okay.
Well, our rankings. Listen, our rankings have nothing to do with the ring. We don't rank people if they really got a robbery or none of that. We don't do that. If you haven't fought in a year, you ain't even on the list. So ours are a little decent.
Jay, do you think Daniel Geale beats Martin Murray?
I think that's a great fight. That's pretty much.
No.
I mean, I'll probably lean towards Martin Murray, I guess, maybe. I mean, it's 50-50, but that's the level I see him at. I see him at the Geale level. I don't see this dude like, the guy that fought Sergio Martinez. Like, people thought after he fought Sergio Martinez, this guy was like a big-time middleweight, but did that not say more about where Martinez was at? I mean,
listen, all you have to know is this. Jay, all you have to remember is this, man. Sometimes fighters don't get up for lower level fights, but every time he's been in there with a name, he's gotten up. And he's durable. He's durable. I mean, you see, this is what I don't understand. Like, where does Golovkin go then? If this guy is not enough and Cotto is not ready, because he's got better plans, because I'm not hating on him. He's got better plans. So then what? Golovkin is forced to move up because you don't like the fight?
I think Murray's the best available and willing opponent. You know what I mean?
Who's he,
Not for him to move
the
up.
real question is who's he gonna move up to fight at 168? Who?
There's only one name up there that everyone is going to push him for.
Who's that? Who's that?
Well, Froch for one, Andre Ward for two.
Andre Ward's not even fighting yet.
He's got days
Froch
back.
already
Courtney, if he moved up to 168 tomorrow, only thing that people would talk about is Golovkin versus Andre Ward. So
But number one, Ward wants a tune-up. And Rock Nation doesn't have a date till June now. When is Ward fighting?
I don't know. I don't think that Golovkin should have to move up. I think there's plenty of people down there in division for him to at least try to eat through before moving up.
I just think that we need to fall back and let him fight the guys in his division. Just because, again, we haven't even seen the fight. We don't know how good Martin Murray can do, and we just need to let it unfold, man. Let it unfold. I mean, I didn't see anybody complaining when Tyson was knocking people out.
Yo,
how many people complain about B-Hop's middleweight run? I mean, it was 20 successful title defenses. Go through that list. You won't even know 80% of the guys in that list.
And at the end of the day, it's still better than Danny Garcia and Rod Selka.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you, Jay. Talk to me.
Yo, Vic, thank you for bringing up B-Hop's reign. That's Ness. I brought this up last time. Like, if you look at B-Hop's reign, man, there's a lot of bums in there. Was there not?
Yeah, and he was a Hall of Famer for that. He was a Hall of Famer for that.
So let Golovkin fight his bums.
Yeah, look, I'm not blaming Golovkin. Like, that's fine. He could fight guys like that. All I was saying is, look, if you look at B-Hop's career, you could argue that his best work overall came when he was at light heavyweight. You can make a legitimate argument about that. All I'm saying is Golovkin's fine. He could fight these guys, but Murray's not going to give him too much of a chance. That's all I'm saying. And now let's get to Cotto real quick, if you can. He's with Gabby now?
Huh?
I didn't hear that last part.
Gabby now?
Yeah. Jay. Yes. Kirkland is with Gabby per the quotes that Gabby gave. Yes, that's what's happening. He's the one that did this deal with Canelo for Kirkland.
Yo, but don't you think that it'll be easier for him to step aside now? Maybe that Gabby was thinking because Cotto was waiting for Mayweather and he knew Canelo wasn't going to wait that long, so maybe he felt that let's lock Kirkland up and then we could have him step aside when the Mayweather title gets announced.
I mean, that's a possibility. Or like I said earlier, they just wanted to give Cotto more time because he wants to fight in June, so they found him a replacement.
Could be. And for Ann Wolf, I heard Vic say, is she a good trainer? Is she just, one that gets after you? I heard an interview with her last year. She said that she only trains Kirkland a certain way and she trains her other fighters a different way. So she knows that only way Kirkland can win is if he just dogs the opponents out. So she said that's why I get after him the way I do. But she's like, I train other boxers and obviously I don't train them the same way.
Well, all right, Jay. Let me get to some other callers here, brother. But thank you for calling in as always. We truly appreciate it.
That's a fair point, but do we know anyone else that Ann Wolf trains?
Doesn't he have she has like a lightweight that everyone was talking about, right? What was that guy's name? Black Magic or something?
Yeah, isn't it Trayvon something? I know that one of her guys left her, and my guys in Texas were telling me to get him on the show, but I wasn't able to get his number. But really quick, let me go to some alumni. It's been a long time.
With the blood of a Scottish warrior coursing through his veins, this man proclaimed,
I fucking love boxing.
Oh, what's happening? And I see James and Vic are back. What's happening?
What up? You sound good today.
What's going on?
A reunion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a happy day. Al Heyman's with me in this one. Malik Grappa is with me in this one. I'm going to shine. I'm going to shine in this call. I'm ready. Golovkin, Murray. What a fucking battle. Number 1 versus number 2. Murray beat Sergio Martinez, beat Felix Sturm. he is the toughest man you could face in the middleweight division. That being said, I think Golovkin stomps him out. 5 rounds. 6 rounds. I think Martin Murray keeps his hands high. You know, that kind of counterfeit winky right. You know, that second hand winky right style. End of the day, he also punches like winky right, which is not a compliment. Winky right couldn't break an egg. Martin Murray, strong, very physically strong. Couldn't break an egg though. And you know, Golovkin's the complete opposite. A complete 180. If Golovkin hits you, your fucking grandparents feel that. And their grandparents feel that. And their grandparents feel that. Your fucking kinfolk, they feel that. And at the end of the day, the only chance Martin Murray's got is to take a shotgun in the ring with him. Keep that in his fucking British Union trunks. Keep that. Bang. Game over. But, you know, I've not seen anyone picking Martin Murray, so I'm going to make a bet with anyone. It's safe money for me. I will bet them $100. Golovkin wins. Does anyone want to pick Martin Murray? I'm a bully, I know.
There's a dude that called in like 2 calls ago picking Martin Murray.
Does he want to bet money?
Yeah, he did.
I don't even have the money.
You can't bet with money you don't got, MV2? What is that?
Yo, you ass betting on The Voice now? That's crazy.
I don't even have the money, but I'll pay him. That's a safe pick. That's a safe pick.
Those are famous last words, too.
I tell you what, you must be mental if you're picking Martin Murray. Because he's not going to knock Golovkin out. He's not going to win a decision. Golovkin's the boy. He's a golden child of boxing. He's a golden child of boxing. They're going to give him the fight even if it's close. It's not as if Martin Murray gets close decisions, is it?
He's not getting a close decision.
Man,
I mean, even though I don't think it goes there.
He couldn't get a decision with Sturm. He definitely not getting one with Golovkin, especially not in Monaco. Monaco's become Golovkin's little backyard.
I'll tell you something. Is it as betting this that you're putting in the YouTube chat? Is it as betting? Yes, it is. I'm not going to pay fuck all. I'm not. He's not going to see that money. But I'm just keeping interest, and I want to put some money on this. I want to put some skin on this. And
I don't think you're going to find anyone to take that bet after just admitting that you don't have any intentions of paying.
Well, I'll tell you what then. I'll put it down to something I can afford. £20.
How much is that American? Like $18?
Nah,
I think it's more, brother.
Maybe get a
little bit more than that.
5 or something like that. So I will. I've got PayPal. If anyone wants to take me on that bet, Golovkin, and I'm not even picking Golovkin knockout. I think Martin Murray could stink the place out, maybe get a points thing.
But you got to give someone the odds. You can't just bet Golovkin and not give someone odds on that. I wish Beeb was here. Beeb would be chewing you up about this shit. You can't go 1-to-1.
That's because Beeb lives in a casino and he knows these stuff. I can't even count to 10. Honestly, I struggle with my odds. I can't even multiply. So if anyone wants to take me up on that bet, you know, you've got a 3-hour show. I'm picking Golovkin by any way. If anyone wants to pick Murray, my money's safe.
Our money isn't safe, though, because you ain't paying if you lose.
I know, man.
That's right.
I won't pay.
All right.
He said he will pay. He just doesn't have it right now.
I pay money. Alright? Ask Ari from the Boxing Coalition. I lost a bet to him, Chris Eubank, Billy Joe Saunders. I paid up. I did pay up. It's just that I don't have much money. So this is a safe bet. Golovkin.
You know, if Golovkin gets knocked out, your lights are getting turned off next week, because that's what you're saving this money for, probably.
I tell you what, right? Here's another bet. If Golovkin loses, I will never call you guys again. And to eat crow, I will. I'll call on the next show to eat crow. But after that, I'm taking a long retirement.
We don't want that bet. That bet sucks.
We don't want that. You know.
Thank you. This
You're
is
one
my
of the
present
good.
for
You're one of the good
Thank you, my
callers,
friends.
man.
Listen, I want a big drama show every time, and I want to add some drama to this shit. I want to put some skin on this. I want to put a little bit of risk. But see, when Golovkin fights, no risk. It's a sure thing. This is how we do it here. Fucking Scotland, Ricky Burns' country. Ricky Burns' country.
It's groundskeeper Willie country more than Ricky Burns country.
Hey, listen. Let's switch up topics just a little bit, only because Golovkin is so safe, right? The money's so safe. In the chat, Brandon, what is it? Brandanian? I don't know. Brandon 3030 says, where does Khan, Cotto, and the rest go from here? I mean, for me, no one can move yet until Floyd announces this fight. But Cotto seems to be left with no one to fight at this point, and Khan, I guess Khan still has options.
Maidana too. I go see him. I love a Khan Maidana too.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of shows back. I think that would be a good fight at 147, but I don't think the result will change. I think Khan will still beat Maidana at 147 like he did at 140.
Sorry about that.
It is showtime. You're right, Des. Can Maidana Maidana has improved. He's still got one technical deficiency. That is he's slow as fuck. Whereas Can, he's light speed, he's quicksilver, he's fast. So I can't really see any other result. The only thing is that Can's got that reset button. You know, if Maidana hits him with one of them, you know, Can's going to do the Zab Judah all over the shop.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I would say about that fight is that Maidana now, after those, like, I guess the 10th round when Khan got hurt, is that he knows he can hurt him. And I think that Maidana's improved with the way that he punches. He's not as clubbing. He's more, I guess, more accurate, but he's still kind of that, you know, he's just going to pressure you and put punches on you. The fact that he knows he could take Khan's power except to the body, to me, that means that he would just come right out Khan and try to knock him out. And at that point, it's just a matter of will. But I think Khan still beats him, but I still think that's a great fight, and I don't think that that's not a not significant fight. I mean, when you have Maidana coming off the 2 fights with Mayweather, I mean, he's still a name, and I guess he's grown in popularity, so adding him with an Amir Khan still makes that a relevant fight, in my opinion.
Well, Can's concentration has improved. I don't know what Virgil Hunter's doing. Maybe
his patience.
Some crosswords and Sudoku and all that shit.
Yep, his patience has improved.
You know, he's a bit more cerebral with it. You know, he must be playing the fucking the PS4 and shit. He's concentrating fucking right up there now. But you know, one thing he does is he still punches in sloppy combos. He's kind of solid out a bit, but you won't catch Can when he's jabbing. You will catch Can when he's doing the fucking uppercuts from the outside that he loves to do. And you know, Maidana. See what you want about Maidana. He's got a sneaky overhand, right? Even the best in the game, Mayweather, he got caught with it a couple of times. Can with that chin, you know, it's not as bad as what people say, but it's still like you know, like fragile. You know, fragile. Do not touch on the side of it. So I think Can needs to be on his P's and Q's. Maidana, he's dangerous, man. I think Maidana should tackle some other guys first to earn the right to Amir Khan. Amir Khan, say what you want, Amir Khan is pay-per-view now. It's box office. No. Blockbuster. Well,
beating Delvin Alexander doesn't make you a pay-per-view star. And no, I don't think it's even close to it.
Yeah, but I mean, he's always had the hype, and now he's got a couple of consecutive wins. He's got momentum is what he has. Let me get to some callers here. We got guys waiting 50 minutes here. 225, you're live. Who's this?
What's up, Ness? It's the Dirty South boxing rebuttaler. You know, I bitch slapped you last time. I told myself I was gonna chin check you today on that Triple G, but I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you slide today. I want to talk about the Magic Man Big Al right quick. I gotta let someone want to say about it. That's cool.
Of course.
All right. I've been peeping the situation out with Big Al. So what he doing right now? Him and Golden Boy split. And so Golden Boy, you know, all 2014 we had all that crap that he gave us and Golden Boy gave us. So Big Al coming with a vengeance right now. He laid that Golden Boy had him by the throat, had Mayweather by the throat. We're going y'all not fighting on May the 2nd, y'all not fighting on 6th of July, y'all not fighting on September. If y'all not fighting Pacquiao, y'all not fighting. So Big Al gut checked him, said, okay, we're going to take Cotto from you. We're going to keep Cotto so they don't get so Golden Boy had to move off that. Then, so that's going on. So then Big Al lay there we're waiting with the Pacquiao and the Mayweather thing. So Golden Boy came back. Well, forget it. If y'all not fighting on May the 2nd, no matter what, whoever he fight, we not fighting Pacquiao, we fighting on the day. If not, we're going to fight the following week on May the 9th. So this is how Big Al did it. Big Al laid there and said, okay, y'all fight on May the 9th. Not only that, not only you fighting on May the 9th, but I'm going to put Omar Figueroa and some, I forgot the other boy name, in San Antonio, Texas, on the same night as Canelo, even though that's not that big. But on May the 9th, he gonna also showcase on live TV, CBS, Mayweather and Pacquiao to take all the viewing away from Golden Boy. And HBO there. So we're gonna, a lot of people us boxing heads gonna want to see Canelo and Kirkland. But a lot of casual people gonna be going wanting to see that Mayweather and Pacquiao live again. So that's how he got check on with that. And then other than that, this how he doing HBO. You got Koff, I can't pronounce the name. And Matisse supposed to be fighting at the Stubb Center on the same date. Al just put on CBS his date, and they took the Stubb Center and the date from HBO. So they opened Matisse and Koff up in the air, and they trying to move their day back, and now Showtime trying to pick up that fight from them. So they left them hanging. Showtime put a high bid on that fight to put it to CBS, and they waiting for HBO match it. Let's look at how Match Command work. If this was the block on the street, HBO top rank and Golden Boy have like on 73rd Street. Al Heyman just got everything else around it, just circling everything on. Y'all not selling nothing. Any sales that come y'all way, I'm taking it. That's how Al Heyman doing it right now. So I'm just tripping out on the Magic Man and how he running things, and I just want to know what you think about that, dude.
Yo, I don't know how many people got your analogy, but I definitely got it, and I understand totally, man.
It's for the street now. It's for the street now. We got to keep, everybody don't talk the same,
the funniest thing, I was telling Mario from the Boxing Voice the same thing today. I was like,
man, that dude like
all the blocks.
Man, that dude like he's setting all the blocks.
No.
Man. And then what make it bad, you got these little young fighters that coming up. Now you got you go to a promotional company, you got to pay that promotional company like 20 cents, 30% of your check. The guy said, I don't want none of that. Just give me like 10 or 15%. I'll put you on the promotional company you want to come on. You fight in the way you want to fight on any network. I mean, any fighter that you want to be fighting, if they fighting on NBC and you fighting on CBS, y'all on the PBC, whatever, the PBC channel, so y'all fight anytime y'all want to fight. The guy finna shut the game down. People don't see the vision, but he finna shut it down. A lot of people over there like, well, let's wait because he gave us 2013. Man, 2013 was all about power plays. He like, man, I'm holding off. I know I'm gonna get this crap. I don't talk to the media. I don't say to nobody anyway. This boss moves. I ain't sweating this. We finna show this. We finna hit the block right. And then he come lay this down. Man, he took over ESPN2. ESPN2 ain't finna do Friday night fights no more. They're gonna do one fight a month. Because a bigger Al, and he's going to be the top of the litter. He's giving ESPN the best pick of the litter to fight, to blow it up. He's finna blow boxing up, dude. You got to respect the game with him.
Hey, listen, man, I'm with you, brother. You know that I'm with you, but it's so funny, man. I used a different analogy. I related it to The Wire and how the mayor, needed to clean up the streets and look good, so he sent everyone that was dealing to one section of Baltimore and basically controlled everything. And that's exactly what's happening right now. It's funny that you bring that up, but let's get to some other calls. Guys, I mean, nobody laughed at that analogy? Guess not.
No, I didn't. But regarding May 9th, he made some good points, but May 9th, Figueroa Burns is in the daytime. So that's not really going to affect Canelo and Kirkland. And I've been told Canelo Kirkland.
Yes, Carson.
Canelo Kirkland. Yeah, I've been told Canelo Kirkland isn't going to be in San Antonio on May 9th. It might move to Houston because the Alamo Dome's not available. So I think Figueroa Burns will be in the Hidalgo Civic Center or something like that. And Canelo Kirkland moves to May 9th in Houston at the wherever the Astros play. I don't know wherever they play.
MV2, let me put you on hold real quick. I got to take another Skype call here. You're live. Who's this? Hello, you're live. Hello. All righty then. All right, so yeah, let's get back to some other callers. But Vic, you know, I think he still has a point because it's like he said, that StubHub stuff is right. You know, that the fight was headed that way,
right.
and Al did a Matumbo with that one. So I don't know. MV2, let me try one more time. MV2, this guy's calling back in.
That fight's happening East, by the way, on April 18th. So.
I know. I mean, you know, the rumor was it was going to happen in Verona, but look, as much as I love it to be right here for me, which is still 4 hours for me, in a car, I'm still going to drive there, but it deserves to be on the West. It would do better. It's not going to. Who's going to take that 4-hour drive besides me, man? That shit is not going to be.
I mean, the West. Chavez is probably gonna be on the West Coast. That's why they can't do it on the West Coast.
Yeah, but they're definitely gonna sell Verona out, but only because it's small. You know, what does it hold? Maybe 3,000-4,000?
No, it saves me a flight. That's all I care about.
Well, Ruslan and Proska was there, so people didn't mind. Listen, Skype caller, you ready to talk to us or what?
Yeah, can you hear me over there?
We hear you good now. Who's this?
Hi, it's T, bro. I gotta talk about y'all.
Wait a minute. You a first time caller?
No, I done called about 3 or 4 times.
Okay. Well, talk to us, T.
I read y'all was talking about your boy Kirkland and Heredia and everything like that. I was bashing that fight because I felt like Kirkland was coming in just to get a check in a way. But I gotta look at it like this. I gotta take that away and say, if he was just coming to get a check, Heredia wouldn't be there. I'm pretty sure you could find somebody cheaper to work with you so you could take more home, right?
That's a fair point.
I'm saying it gives him a better chance, but I didn't think y'all caught that dynamic. And secondly, another dynamic of it is.
Whoa, T. Whoa, what you mean y'all didn't catch that dynamic? I caught the dynamic, brother, because I was the one that said, like, yo, this changes everything now that he cleaned house and he changed his team. He's obviously all positive.
Well, nobody brought that point up.
I caught that too.
He's not gonna come in and lay down for the check. Everybody, like a lot of people, been saying the guy's just gonna come in and lay down, and he's gonna go home. He want the money. But now I kind of take that away and say, yeah, it could be it. But now, like, he could have paid somebody else a lot less money and to come in there and lay down. Like, I don't know how much Heredia charge, but I'm pretty sure somebody else is a whole lot less cheaper. So this guy, like, I don't think he coming in there to lay down, but I still don't think he gonna win though.
You made me a believer. That's a good point, though.
Yeah, no.
Yours, Nass. He summed it up in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree because I just think that if you're doing the necessary changes, well, then you're looking for a certain outcome. If you're not making those changes, then you know your outcome. And I don't think, like you said, he's going to spend money for what? And obviously he's spending money because he has intentions on winning. And I like that. Listen, T, I'm gonna let you go because I don't know why you and MV2 are not able to be merged. Normally I can merge multiple Skype calls, but either you.
Let me get one more thing.
Go ahead.
One more thing, bro. Like y'all was mentioning how hard he worked with Ann Wolf. I don't know what Heredia does, but if it's like this, like take this shake and do this and you know, let me rub this and make it look better, make it easier for you. Kirkland been working dog ass with Wolf. Like, so if he's second guessing that anyway, saying, nah, I'm used to working hard. He's beating himself already. You see what I'm saying now?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think the change was made because there are rumors that he didn't like the grueling camps. And, you know, I guess he started to realize that it wasn't necessary. But T, man, I got to get to some other calls. You know, this is the Golovkin show. It's going to be a lot of people, man. Thank you for calling in. Let me get to some other callers here. Who else has been waiting? Look at this. 661. You've been waiting almost 1 hour, man. I saved you 3 seconds away from an hour. Tell me you don't love me.
Nah, thanks a lot, Ness. I appreciate it. It's Mark. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Mark, what's up?
Hey, I wanted to ask you, do you guys think this is the toughest opponent for Golovkin that he's fought?
That's exactly the answer. The silence, I think, is the answer. I think it's yes, but it's unsure yes.
James, you say yes?
Yeah, but it's like it's kind of one of those it is, but it isn't, and I don't know. I'd have to put a lot more thought into it, but I'd say yeah, probably. Because, Rosado wasn't, people shit on Rosado, but Rosado was still, even at that time, credible, and he's still an all right fighter. So that, to me, I still think is probably his best win, either that or Geale.
Okay, well, Golovkin's a 32-1 favorite, so. James, do you bet on the fights, or Vic, do you bet on the fights at all?
I have.
No, I really don't unless I'm in Vegas because I like betting on the fights when I'm there, but I usually don't.
Okay, James, if you bet a little, do you think the over-under is at 7.5 and it's only -140? You think that's a trap line? You think this guy's really going to go more than 7 rounds?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's going 8. I think it's going 8.
I would say 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. I think on my Boxing Coalition prediction, I put 10 or 9. I put 9.
All right, you guys feel really good about it because it's decent value in the over. It's like +162, so that's not bad. Maybe I'll take that.
No,
that's the main reason I called. I want to get something in on this fight, but I just was so nervous about that.
The question to you making that bet is, do you think Murray's going to engage early? Because if he engages early, then yeah, it's going to end early.
Exactly. I don't think
I think he tries to box. I think he tries to peekaboo his way in there. I don't think he really engages that early.
Exactly. I would pick the over. If I don't want to place your bet for you, brother, but if I was placing it, I'd pick the over in this fight, especially if it's at 7.5 rounds.
Yeah.
No, I think this is going to go a while. I don't think Golovkin's going to be. I think he's going to not. I think he's going to get a stoppage, but I don't think it's going to be early, unless he makes a catastrophic mistake.
Say what you will about Murray and about his performances. I just don't think that he's going to come in here and just lay down for him. I don't think he's not going to quit like Daniel Geale, because Daniel Geale quit that fight. I don't care. Everyone talks about that being a knockout, but that fool quit that fight. And then even Rubio quit his fight. So I don't think Murray's going to do that. I think he's going to tough it out. And definitely, I think personally it's going to go past 7.5 rounds. But he's going to come to fight.
Yeah, man, but if you think all those guys quit, there's a reason they're quitting, bro. And Murray may look tough on the outside till he gets on the inside, and then he's ready to quit.
It's true. But this is boxing. It's not another sport where you could be up by 100 points and win the game. You could be up by 100 points and end the game in boxing. So
that's why I said earlier, I don't know if Martin Murray realizes what he's going to be stepping in the ring with.
I don't think anyone does.
Whatever. You guys are off your wagon today. What do you mean? They obviously know at this point every middleweight knows who Golovkin is and what sort of damage he can cause.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between having an expectation of a power and then actually feeling Golovkin's power is two separate things.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think I might maybe just bet the under. I still think that's a lot of rounds. I think it's like you guys are kind of like big up in a fight where the guy's a 32-1 favorite.
Go with your gut, bro. Go with your gut.
Yeah. But the question you need to ask yourself is, we're bigging him up. How many Martin Murray fights you've watched?
What is that? What point are you trying to make, though?
The point that I'm trying to make is maybe if you watched a little more of his fights, you wouldn't be thinking he's a 32-1 underdog.
I don't think he's 32, but I think he's 20-1. 18-1, somewhere around there.
Man, what the hell? What was Stevens? Listen, he's got a better shot.
12-1. Stevens, I think, was like 12-1.
Exactly. So this makes no sense. He's got a better shot than Stevens. He's got a better shot than Rosado. He's more dope. Who's put him down? Who's put him down? Rosado was stopped before, and fucking Curtis Stevens was stopped before, and they had better betting lines. So screw the betting lines, man. This is what you watch, man. What you see and how the fighter fights. And Martin Murray is not no 32-1 underdog, because he would beat Stevens and he would definitely beat Macklin, and all those guys didn't fight him. Look, Macklin could have fought him. Martin Murray has a visa issue. Macklin doesn't. Barker wouldn't beat Murray, especially not the Murray that was hot after the Stern win or loss, whatever you want to call it. But people always avoided him, and they used the visa issue. Remember, he even tried to fight a prime Chavez. Murray is no bum, and he's no duck, and he's not afraid, man. He's not.
You're not a betting man, but
Murray's from the street anyway, man. I mean, does anybody even do their research? Do you even know who the hell Martin Murray is? And I'm not saying you, Mark. I'm just saying in general, man. Like, all right, the fight could come. We could be here Sunday, and he knocked him out in one. But that doesn't take anything away from what Murray's done up to this point, man. Like, this other guy called him like, oh, you're bigging him up. Did you see his last fight? Yo, everybody has a bad fight, man. Everybody's resume isn't perfect. Not even Floyd's shit is perfect.
No, I understand. But yeah, before I get out of here, I think there's good value. I'm gonna take James' advice and play the over. I think there's good value. Half of the bet.
I say go with your gut because it's not my money that I'm gambling with. So yo, go with your gut. If you feel
James' advice. James' advice.
I'm gonna say there's good value in it. And the extra money I'll make on the value will donate back to the voice. So I thank you guys for the tips. I appreciate it.
There you go. I think you'll be okay though. Personally, I think you'll be all right.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in, Mark. Let's see what we got. 623, you're live. Who's this?
AZ.
All right, Al from AZ. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
All right, man. This is how I got it. With Triple G, someone said something about Tyson. I think Triple G is more technical fighter than Tyson. I just think Tyson was a more faster and more aggressive fighter. And Triple G, look, is Martin Murray a very tough opponent? Maybe not, but is he a credible opponent? Of course. And you can't blame, again, Triple G for fighting these guys because nobody else wants to fight him. Now someone's going to say, well, Triple G is not that good. And listen, everybody that Triple G is going in there, he's knocking them out. He's not Peter Quillen having a tough fight. He's not like all the other 150-pounders who have a tough fight. He's going in there getting these guys out of there. So you got to respect Triple G for that. And then the thing you got to remember is with Triple G, how are you going to beat Triple G, this and that? You got to be able to back that bitch up, man. He's going to keep coming forward. Triple G can box. He's going to keep coming forward.
But you know, that's something that Martin Murray does well. If you watch his fights, he's always fighting an inside fight in the middle of the ring. Maybe he doesn't let Golovkin put him in the ropes, but I think it's going to be a good fight in the middle of the ring, too. I think he's going to try and do some body work, but that may open him up for that Macklin rib shot.
Oh, no, Ness, with Triple G in the inside is dangerous because, first of all, he throws a lot of, like just how he caught Rubio with that uppercut. They were in the inside. He threw a little feint, caught him with an uppercut. And plus, Triple G, I've seen him train videos on how he controls the head movement inside. I'm telling you, this guy's very, very technical. Now, do I want to see him fight somebody good so we can really solidify him? Like, yeah, this guy really is going to be one of the greats. Of course I do. Of course I want to see him fight Cotto or Canelo or one of the best. But, you know, until then, he's beating everybody around him. He's looking good. And I know someone said something about Andre Ward needs a tune-up. Look, Andre Ward's a great fighter. He's only had a year off, and he fought Edwin Rodriguez. And this fool wants 3 tune-ups. Sugar Ray came back 3 years out with an eye injury and fought Hagler. I mean, the stinginess in boxing is increasing by the minute. And the thing with Al Heyman, I agree. I think it's great. The only thing I think it's going to benefit certain weight classes and not for certain other weight classes. So, for example, Peter Quillen, yeah, he's fighting Andy Lee now, but eventually he's going to have to face Triple G. Because if he doesn't want to move up in weight and Triple G doesn't want to move up in weight, that's going to have to happen, and Al Heyman can't maneuver around that. I mean, what do you got about that, Ness?
I mean, I'm not denying. Listen, I did an interview with Peter a day ago. He wants to fight, but we all know the politics. He's not calling the fight out. He's just saying that, you know, he'll do the fight, but he knows that it can't take place on HBO. Like, you could call it an excuse, and I don't mean you. Remember, when I speak, I'm speaking in general. You know, you could call it an excuse, but the fact of the matter still remains. We see. Look, what he's doing is no different from Bob Arum. Remember, the words marinate and in-house, those were synonymous with Top Rank. Like, so Heyman's doing nothing different. He's doing in-house fights. So if you want Golovkin-Quillen, it's gonna have to be on his turf. It's not gonna happen on HBO. It's not gonna happen there, and HBO's not gonna let Golovkin go.
So then I guess it's not
Well,
happening
you know what?
at
Then
all.
all happened. Then all that what happened here is that it just creates a bigger Cold War. But the only thing is we're gonna
Not
benefit a
quite.
little bit better because
Not quite.
Well, Al Heyman. Well, this is where we benefit, and this is where we benefit because Al Heyman has a lot of the fighters, so we're gonna see better fights. But it's still a Cold War at the end of the day.
Not quite, man. I'm telling you. Listen, you know, Mark called in betting on the fight. I'm betting on Al Heyman. I'm betting on fighters themselves saying, I'm going to see what he's offering, bro. Why not?
Okay, well, do you think we're gonna see Tim Bradley against any Al Heyman fighter in the future?
Listen, Tim Bradley, this is what I'm telling you. People are going to have to get down or lay down. Again,
I disagree.
HBO is only giving a certain amount of dates, Vic. What do you mean you disagree? For how
monopolies don't work. Monopolies don't
work. Forget about the
monopoly. UFC is a prime example.
Listen, forget monopoly. Forget monopoly and think about the dates. Tim Bradley, for how many years, has been only fighting 2 times a year?
How many dates are announced? How many dates have been announced? You're asking about these dates. There's like 6 dates announced. You act like there's a fight scheduled every weekend for Al Heyman. There's not.
Vic,
you got the 7th, the 13th. Then what else?
What is the information? What is the information that we know? That his fighters are going to fight 4 times a year, right?
That's what they say, Ness. I don't believe it. I don't believe that one bit.
So going off of that, how many times does Tim Bradley or Manny Pacquiao or whoever else fight? They all fight 2 times a year, and they're not going to be getting the same exposure.
We'll see. We'll see. You saying there's a lot of fights lined up? There's like 9, 10 dates in 3 or 4 months. That's not a lot. That's not every weekend type of fights. I don't see how he's going to get these guys 4 fights. That I don't believe.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. I see nothing but heavy hitters. Today he announced that Antonio Tarver. Let me pull it up. You can check it out on the site to see who else is going to be doing play-by-play. Now this is crazy because how many announcements did they make on play-by-play? How many people can fucking call this fight, Vic?
Well, he's got one for every network. It's Spike, NBC. He hasn't even announced CBS. That would be interesting to see who's announcing CBS.
Today it was announced that Antonio Tarver and Jimmy Smith would be the color analyst for PBC Sports series on Spike TV. Now, I thought that they just said Marv Albert was going to do this.
That's the normal NBC one. That's with Sugar Ray.
Sports Network.
Yeah. That's the normal NBC Marv Albert. Marv Albert's big in the announcing, so that's big for boxing. You don't watch other sports, but Marv Albert's huge in basketball.
Yeah, I was asking. I'm glad that you guys are on now. This is what we've been needing.
Hey, Ness.
Yes.
Ness, just one last thing. Since James is here, ask him, what do you think about the Shane Mosley thing? Because since the calls were getting...
Oh, yes. James got me in trouble. Did you hear that show?
No. Okay, so I heard part of it. You don't think that Shane Mosley Jr. in that fight got robbed, bro? I can't believe it. It was the first time an ASI fighter got robbed. What's up?
Well, the fighter that fought Mosley and won listens to the show, called in, and let me have it. He let me have it, and I'm like, he's like, Ness, that's messed up. He's like, Ness, that's messed up. I listened to the show, and you didn't even watch the fight. You going off of James' word. I'm like, yo, but James is my man, and he watched it. He was there. He said it was a robbery.
Listen, I will say this, and this isn't because you brought that up. It was a very competitive fight. There was rounds you could have given him, but if he's listening to this right now, I personally think you lost that fight. That's it. It was competitive, though. To be honest with you, it was competitive.
What was his name? What was his name? Who called in? What was his name?
It was like the 2nd or 3rd fight. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that happened.
Listen, Arizona, let me get to some other callers here. Who we got? 706, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
So you mean 76?
760, sorry. 760, you're live.
It's all good. Yeah, I just wanted to know about Brad King Solomon. I wanted to see if you guys knew anything about him and what's up with his next fight, if you guys have heard anything.
Man, you know, that's a guy that I've heard so much about, and I've seen him a little bit. You know, I know that he's training now with Broner's trainer, and I think that he might have just signed with Al Heyman as well, but he hasn't gotten that opportunity yet, man, to get on some regular television. He did have a Showbox day scheduled last year, and for whatever reason, he was took off it. But I hear only good things about this kid, especially, obviously, from Broner's trainer. What's his name again? Mike Stafford. Mike Stafford always talks about Brad Solomon, and a lot of people definitely in the DC and the DMV area. But that's all that I know. I haven't, you know, seen him live yet, but I've watched a couple of, you know, stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a I seen him spar with Irizlandi Lara, and he put in some good work. You should check that out. But
speaking of Laura, speaking of Laura, do you guys know that Brian Jennings is training over there with Ronnie Shields? It looks like. Now, I don't know if he switched trainers.
That's a good match. That's a good match for Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings is a boxer, and he needs to go to a boxing trainer. That's exactly what Ronnie Shields is.
And I was gonna say it's a good match because Ronnie Shields has a lot of experience with heavyweights in general.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that's a good move on Brian Jennings' part.
But remember, this is not confirmation. I seen him, you know, working because I stalk all these fighters, so I seen him working with Laura. For all we know, they're using the same gym, and that's it. But you know, who knows what could rub off on him? We are not saying he's training with Ronnie Shields. But 760, you want to finish up?
No, that's it. I just wanted to see what's up with him. I'm real high on him, and you know, he's a guy that nobody really talks about. But hopefully he gets his shine on, because I think he could give a lot of the welterweights some trouble. But yeah, well, thanks for the call, and good show.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. I do think he has one draw or one loss. I don't know. Like I said, man, it's been like 2 years now that I've been hearing the same things, and nothing has been coming out of him over there. 602, you're live.
AZ.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Larry OG, Phoenix, Arizona.
Larry, what up?
Oh, shit, chilling, man. I'm calling in. I noticed the Murray-Golovkin fight, man. 32-1 dog. I don't see it, man. I think Murray, not that he has a chance to win, but I think he needs to box, stay in the center of the ring, clinch Golovkin, walk him back, dirty up the fight a little bit, because obviously he can't sit there and match skill sets for him. So I like Murray to go deep into the fight, maybe even make it all the way through. What do y'all fellas think of that?
I think it's going to go a while, but I don't know if he'll go all 12 rounds.
I see if Martin Murray does that European, peekaboo style that, he's known for, I don't see it going 12 because Golovkin's body punches are insane. I mean, I remember the first time I heard his body punches when he fought Proska in upstate New York. It was ridiculous. And I see him knocking him out. I see him knocking him out in 8 rounds. I think Murray's going to give him a little different look. I don't think Murray's going to engage that much, but once those body shots start landing, I think it's over.
Well, I think differently. I'm telling you, I expect this fight to be just a little bit more competitive. I think that Martin Murray is very motivated. They've went as far as to do the same thing Mayweather does. They say that it's normal tradition, and they tape the Golovkin's face onto the bag, and he's been beating the bag up all this time. He's already come out in publicly saying that he's sick of the sight of him, that he wants to rip his head off. I think this is what we need. It could be build up, it could be, but I still am gonna take it as the right attitude for a guy that needs to do a job. I mean, he's on weight. I remember his 30-day check-in. He was right on target at like 169, so he's obviously giving it his all, This is not a guy that is looking for a check, in my opinion. I just don't see that. Martin Murray's the same guy that tried to fight Chavez. He's the same guy that's always tried to get the big fights and fought the best out there available to him. With that visa issue, I just see him as a tough guy, man. I mean, we've interviewed him so much. It's crazy, Vic. You jumped off the bandwagon so soon. I remember him being like a regular guest on this show when we first started.
Well, I'm not saying he's not gonna give Golovkin competition. I just don't think it goes 12. I mean, competitive fights can go 7-8 rounds.
Man, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see how much of this power Golovkin really has. You know, and again, this is a guy that can test that, because if I'm not mistaken, he's never been down.
I can't think of one.
That's what they say about him. Hey, I got two last points. I'll get off and let y'all fellas get to your great show. I think your boy Brandon Adams has some talent, man. I think if he was with a decent trainer and could, harness his boxing skills, because that's basically how Willie Monroe beat him. He just outboxed him. I mean, he seems like he has some good skills, and I know Rock Nation is always looking to, sign somebody up, man. This dude looks like he could at least be, bottom top 10 of a 154 division. And my second point is, man, B-Hop, he reigned the middleweight division, but he couldn't go down. And if he went up, who was there really for him to fight? Virgil Hill? I mean, so that's kind of why he stayed at 160, in my humble opinion. And his best fights or most notable wins over Trinidad and De La Hoya were, blown up welterweights trying to come up and eventually ran into a bigger man. That's all I got to say, fellas, and I'm going to keep on listening.
All right, brother. Well, thank you again for calling in. And really quick, before we segue into some other callers, I want to remind everyone on that YouTube to press that like button and share that video. I want to also address everyone to a story on the site that was written by Mario that I just want to, I have to congratulate him on air. I mean, I swear to God, I posted this story at 4 o'clock Eastern time today, and it's held a consistent, look, right now there's 430 people reading that story, but since 4 o'clock, Mario's story has held anywhere from 300 to 280 people per second. It just isn't stopping. It's on fire. So congratulations to Mario, man. That's thousands and thousands of people reading his story, and that's freaking amazing. And obviously it's thanks to you guys and the hard work you guys are putting in, sharing our work and getting the word out there, man. It's starting to become a household name, and obviously, like I said, man, thank you to you. We're going to go to some other callers here. Let me see. We went to 225-602-661, and we're up with Amir Mansour. What's going on, brother? Talk to us. Suleiman, what's up, brother? I'm just messing with you. Suleiman.
I want to get into right away with Triple G. This fight is a real good opponent. He fought credible opposition. I mean, that way nobody could say that he's fighting bums, because he fought Sergio Martinez, went the distance with him. He fought also Felix Sturm, and fought him to a draw. Nobody could say that he's not a credible opponent, and also he's a big opponent. So all these guys that are saying that, if he moves up in weight, that he's going to have trouble with Andre Ward and all these other guys. With this fight, he could demonstrate, it's going to be a demonstration, an exhibition, that he could handle the big boys. I think this fight's going to be like the Bialy fight with that guy called Dustin, that at the beginning, because of the size of the other guy, it took a little longer for him to wear him down. But once he started tapping him, the fight was over. It was a wrap. And I think that's what's gonna happen with Murray. Murray's gonna hang with him maybe for a round or two. But once he gets the timing together and he makes the proper adjustments, it's gonna be over. Future opponents for Triple G, I think Danny Jacobs will be a good opponent. He's the WBA regular champion. I guess he's a contender for Triple G's belt. That's if Cotto has other things in mind besides defending his belts against number one contender, which is Triple G. He could fight the winner of Kirkland and Saul Alvarez. Or he could fight the winner of Andy Lee and Quinlan, which will be a unification bout. So he has still a lot of credible opponents for the future. And And Quellen, you know, I don't see why people are trying to talk so much stuff about Quellen. Quellen, he got a pretty good career. He already has a world belt. He's gonna try to attain his belt again, and he got a lot of opportunities in his horizon too. Also, if Martin Murray, when he to get back to Triple G, if Martin Murray could take the punch, right? He also got to be concerned about cuts, about getting busted up, because that's what happened with Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado started busting up, and that's where you're going to see the kind of corner he got, because are they going to allow the fighter to take a beating like that? Because it's gonna have residual effects in his future, because that's what happened with Gabe. He told that fight could have been stopped earlier, and it could have conserved Gabe's eye more. That's going to be a great fight to watch, and I'm happy that you guys are doing a preview show about it. And they mentioned Brandon Adams again. Brandon Adams has a great future. His style is awesome. If somebody could do that to Triple G, that style, maybe if Martin Murray does that, that's going to give him fits. You give me enough time, maybe you could use me as a guest host in the future. If B don't come by, you know, that's one of my ambitions for the future. And you have a great show, sir.
All right, Suleiman, thank you for calling in, and we'll definitely keep that in mind. You know, we always need somebody. That's how Robbie started out, being in the queue first. Let me get to some other callers here. Really quick, man. I said to check out the story, and I never gave the name of it. Right? It's called Mayweather Pacquiao. Boxing insiders say today's the day. It's on fire. I mean, I've never seen nothing like that. It's amazing. That's awesome. Shout out to Mario. Let me see. We went to Suleiman 804. You're live. Who's this?
What up? Fight Franco, man. What's good?
What up, Franco?
Hey, look, man. I'm very upset at boxing fans right now on this Triple G shit. And I'm going to start with the middleweight division. So, Ness, you was talking to a cat about, I think, the Andy Lee Quillen fight. He was talking about how he wasn't happy with it. And y'all went through this whole deal with, you know, who was ranked what, all this type of stuff. So it was Quillen, Andy Lee, Indam, and it was one more person, and I can't remember. I'm not sure who it was, but it was like who we would call the top people in the middleweight division. My thing is, has Triple G fought any of those dudes? No. So why is it that it's okay for boxing fans to say, hey, Triple G's the best middleweight in the division, he should move up? But he ain't proved nothing yet. He ain't fought the dudes at the top. It's okay for us to just say he the best middleweight. We're not fans who want things to be proven yet. Why wouldn't I want him to stay on there and prove it to me? I feel that Triple G is one of the best middleweights out there, if not the best. But I want him to prove it for me. I don't want him to move up. You feel me?
Well, he doesn't have to move up, in my opinion. He needs to stay right where he's at.
Robbie, that's exactly what he's saying, my friend.
Yeah, well,
that's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is, I don't think he should move up, because what I'm saying is, as fans, it's almost like we're being hypocritical to say, okay, he's the best middleweight. We just gonna say that because we feel he's the best middleweight. So let's just let him move up to super middleweight and fight somebody up there. Why would we do that?
Well,
let's let him prove it to us.
Keep this in mind, caller. You've got all these guys that call in and want him to move up, because I think his career has reached the stage where people are tired of seeing him dominate these guys, and they want to see him lose. Go ahead,
Robbie. But is that Triple G's fault?
No,
that's not his fault. My thing is, if he's beating people, then he's just beating people. Because let's take the scenario. If he goes up to super middleweight and wins against Ward, for example, because that's what everybody keeps saying. He need to fight Ward. At the end of the day, if he beats Ward, then what you're really saying is he's the best super middleweight in that division, right? So let's be consistent with what everybody's been saying about the middleweight portion. If he's the best middleweight, they want him to move up. So are we now saying he got to move up to light heavyweight? That's crazy. But if he loses, now let's take if he loses. If he loses, then where does he go? We're going to let him go back to middleweight and whitewash the middleweight division? So now we got a dude named Triple G who has a loss on his record for no reason, and he goes back to his division to beat the hell out of everybody there at the end of the day. But my thing is, look, there's been plenty of times where there's been people who have been exposed. There's been what we call upsets. Let's let Triple G do what he needs to do in his division because he hasn't proved anything yet. We believe he's the best middleweight out there. I do, but I want to see that motherfucker do it. I don't want to give him a pass and just say I feel he's the best middleweight and then move up. Let him prove it to me. The dudes that Ness and the guy from, I want to say it was the last show, but I'm not really sure, but talking about who was the best middleweight in the division, let him fight them dudes. He ain't fought them yet. We know that. Let him.
Hey, brother, we feel exactly like you. We don't understand why the man is not allowed to fight. But let me get to some other callers, man. You know this is a preview show. You know how packed they get. MV Chu, you there or what? MV Chu.
What's happening?
Hey, brother, I'm going to have to free up the Skype, man, because it's not letting other people in unless you don't mind being placed on hold as I rotate.
Bro, if you've got other callers, just let me go, bro. I'll just listen in.
All right, man. Let me see. Hamada, you could call in now. 850, you're live.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live, brother. 850, you're live.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Edgar from Colorado again.
What's up, brother?
Hey, chilling. Hey, man. I was thinking, you know, I was saying to myself, Martin Murray, he's a good dude, you know. And I was watching you know, when the media talks to him, and they asked him and his promoter, whatever it was, they said, do you see any holes in Triple G's game? And they said, no, not one. So at first I was thinking, you know, maybe they can find something to expose Triple G with, but if they saying they can't find nothing for that man, you know what I'm saying, watching all his fights and studying them and you can't find out one thing wrong with him, man, I can't pick you, you know, just off that. Even if he did find something, I would still pick Triple G to win just because I think Triple G's power, I don't think Martin Murray has the power to hurt Triple G. And Triple G has a very underrated boxing skills, so I think he could, and his jab is beautiful too, you know. So I think, and Martin Murray's got a good jab, but so does Triple G. So he just doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough tricks in the bag, in my opinion, to pull off a win against Triple G. So I'm gonna take Triple G, man. I think Al Heyman's good for boxing, man, so far. If he's not, then he's not. But for right now, in my opinion, he's giving us fights, decent fights. Some people call them good fights, but I think he's doing enough to keep me as a believer for right now. If it turns out that he doesn't give us anything in the future, well then, you know, he didn't give us anything. But right now, man, you know, I can't complain. Thank you. Love the show.
Yo, you broke up your last second there. You said what?
What was the last thing you heard?
Love the show.
Oh, yeah, love the show, man. I've been listening for a long time, man, a really, really long time when y'all barely had views. I just don't ever really call in. I was like 16 at the time when I started listening to y'all, man. And I love everybody in the Boxing Voice. I wait every Saturday just to hear everybody on here, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. That's awesome to hear, man. To see people grow with us, it's amazing. I'm really happy you guys are back, man. So I want to mix it up with you guys. I know there's a lot of callers, and it's kind of sucks that the day you guys decide to come back is a day that we all are gonna agree on our picks. So it makes it hard to engage. But I mean, you haven't been on in so long. Basically any topics that you heard back on the podcast or you got feedback on any social media that you hadn't had the opportunity to touch on because you weren't on the show that you guys want to bring up?
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about everyone talking about like Golovkin needing to move up to Andre Ward. I think it's kind of funny that a lot of these people will call in and they say, oh, Golovkin's not credible, he needs to move up and fight Andre Ward, and they're telling us that we're buying into the hype. But that's exactly what they're doing. They're basically saying that there's no fights down at middleweight that are even remotely competitive, where we're not saying that. We're saying there's fights there that we still want to see and he needs to prove. They're saying they're not remotely competitive, so he needs to move up and fight the number 2 pound-for-pound king in the world without doing anything in that division, not earning a shot. He just moves up one division. So they supersede all those traditions that people used to have where they'd have to at least get a few fights in that division. In the past, obviously, recently, it's Broner's he's gotten his title shot moving up 2 weight divisions. People have done it. But what I'm saying is, don't call in and tell us we're buying into the hype when we're saying there's fights that can be made in his division. You're the one saying he has nothing down there. He whitewashes everyone. He needs to move up. So it's you who's buying into the hype. We're just realistically thinking about this because there's fights that we do want to see. That's all I got to say.
Well, what bothers me about the whole thing, James, is, you know, you used to have fighters back in the day that dominated divisions, and people accepted that. And now, because I guess the way society is nowadays, everybody wants, rewards, and you're supposed to jump up to multiple weight classes and prove yourself. When boxing started out by people dominating divisions, and this is what this guy is capable of doing. So I don't understand this. Yeah, I say let him move up when his body tells him he needs to move up.
I mean, for my 2 cents, number one, again, I told you guys already, Andre Ward doesn't have a fight scheduled. Andre Ward doesn't even know when he's coming back. So that should be automatically excluded. I mean, you guys want – if you guys are calling Triple G a hype job, your only hope is the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, or he's not even pound-for-pound no more. He hasn't fought in a fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's your only hope, then he's definitely not a hype job, number one. Number two, it's not our fault. It's not our fault Miguel Cotto doesn't want to fight him.
Yep.
It's not our fault Peter Quillen hasn't fought him yet. It's not our fault Sergio Martinez didn't want to fight him. These guys made not only the media, but the fighters themselves by not giving him the opportunity. So kudos to Tom Loeffler and K2 for building Triple G up by keeping him consistently fighting 3 or 4 times a year. And then doing that whole Mexican style thing. Now he's got the biggest fan base in the sport behind him. So let him do what he's got to do at middleweight. And when Andre Ward decides to fight, if he wants to fight again, then we could talk about that.
Michael, you're live, brother. Talk to us.
That's what's good. Just really quick, before I touch on my original point, there's a guy who called earlier and said that Martin Murray had a better jab than Golovkin. And I'm trying to prove you I'm not a Golovkin hater. But in the fights that CompuBox tracks, Golovkin averages 11 jabs landed per round. That's tremendous for anybody, let alone a devastating power puncher. And Murray's not even at 3 full jabs landed per round, so I have no clue what the guy was talking about. I'm not trying to shit on him because anyone who calls the show is an asset to the show, but that was just preposterous. Triple G lands almost more jabs than anyone in the sport per round, and his fights have been tracked by CompuBox. But anyways, to my next point. We all in the sport of boxing, right, as fans, to watch fights that personally entertain us. Yes or no? Can everyone agree on that?
Yeah.
Of course we all want to be entertained.
I agree.
Okay. So when people like Robbie and Ness say, oh, he's allowed to stay in the middleweight division, I respect what you guys are saying, but don't shit on people who say those fights personally don't interest us, because that's what everyone is in the sport for, to see fights that are compelling to them. It's not about me saying, I want to see Triple G lose. That's bitch made. I don't want to see people lose just to see him lose. Stop saying that, Robbie. That's not the case with everybody. I don't want to see him lose. I want to find out how good he is. And at the middleweight division, what I'm going to find out is he's far superior to the guys, I already knew he was far superior then. And you guys have to agree with me on that. Anyone in the middleweight
I don't
division
agree with you. I don't agree with you because while I'm picking Golovkin for Saturday night, I don't know how it's gonna look, man. I don't know how it's gonna. I'm not sure if this is gonna be another Geale and Macklin. This could be a Hassam and what's this guy? Uma. He went 12 with Uma, man. So why we don't know.
On Sunday, if Golovkin wins, what will you learn from that fight? Did he beat somebody that you already knew?
No. You learn. No. Listen, James is a freaking trainer. James, don't you at least learn how your guy looked versus that style?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on how he performs. If he goes out there and knocks out Murray in the first 2 rounds like he did with Rubio, you're going to start talking shit about Murray more than how good Golovkin looked. If he breaks him down over 4 or 5 rounds and ices him in that 4th or 5th round and he looks good along the way, he's going to get credit for it. So, I mean, this is a good fight. It's a good, I guess, a standard candle to kind of project where you think he is, because if he does well in this fight, he is what you think he is. If he does bad, then
but look, if he doesn't do well in this fight, guess what? He's gonna be a high job, and Martin Murray's not gonna get any credit.
That's why he has to go in there and take care of business as fast as possible. But I think that's an easier said than done job against Martin Murray. Again, we talked about this. I don't think he's 32-1. I think it's a good fight, but I still think he's gonna end it early. So this fight does have high risk of like an early stoppage. I see that for some reason.
I don't think he's a hype job at all, though. I don't think he's a hype job. I'm not saying that. I just want to find out how good he really is.
And the reason why the odds are so high is because, the betting public, I think there was a lot of casual fans betting on Golovkin. That's why the odds are so out of whack, because Martin Murray is a better fighter than a 32-1 odd job. I mean, he's going to be a durable fighter. It's going to be as competitive for as long as it lasts. But Golovkin is going to win this fight, and people are still going to call up on Sunday and complain about how he wins this fight.
Listen, Curtis Stevens, didn't Curtis Stevens and Rosado go fucking 8 rounds?
That's right.
9.
Look at that. I mean, listen. We're really discrediting Murray here with some of these predictions, for real. I mean, all right, we can put it into perspective and say Geale and Macklin and Murray are the same type of fighters, but
not that Macklin though.
We seen Geale get dropped by Barker. If
I'm not mistaken, some Argentinian dude knocked out Macklin in the very next fight, right?
Yep.
So don't talk about Macklin. That's zero credibility win for Golovkin. He got fucking.
Plus, he had like a fractured rib or something.
Man, listen, that's not zero credibility. You know what it is, man. You guys are seeing Golovkin.
And got a pipeline of Argentinian dudes. He just rolls out there anytime, and he knocks out Macklin after that.
Listen. You guys are seeing Golovkin now. You're seeing Golovkin now, and you're assessing him now. The win over Macklin back then was a good win, man. You guys can't keep doing this, man.
Yeah, it was a good win.
He got hammered in like 3 rounds right after that, Macklin.
Yeah, but do you ever think that Golovkin ruined him, dude? You want to give credit to the guy for ruining him? Like,
I just don't get. I don't get it. I don't understand. They say it's not hate. Because Mike, you say it's not hate, but it doesn't sound like anything else.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Is you can't tell me as a boxing fan what I should want to see, what I should want to be interested in. If he stays down, I don't care. He's not going to be like an all-time great in my opinion. I'm not hating on him. But you're saying, he shouldn't have to go up there and fight the number 2 pound-for-pound guy in the world in war. That's what you motherfuckers want Canelo to do. Move up to 160 and fight the best guy, fight Golovkin. That's cool. But it ain't cool for Triple G to go up there and do it against Ward.
Who said that though? Who said that though? I never said that.
When you say these things, you have to be ready for a rebuttal, bro. For Canelo is different. Did he not fight Mayweather already at 154? Did he not fight Laura already at 154? Did he not fight Canelo and Trout? I mean, what else do you want him to do at 154? You want him to give Charlo a shot? Because that would be okay with me, but then you also have to let Triple G give Willie Monroe a shot. Be fair. Canelo has done what he did in his division already. The boy ain't even making weight. His last 2 155. So yes, we can talk about weight and him moving up because he's already not making him fighting consecutive catch weights. But Golovkin isn't fighting that catch weights. He's coming in a week before he was 163, man. Come on, man. You guys are haters.
Okay.
And the point about the weight is the exact reason why I want Canelo to move up. Not because I feel like he cleaned out the division, but because he is a middleweight now. We're now at this point,
But then
grabbing
again,
at straw saying he's making 155.
I don't think you guys on the panel are asking Canelo to immediately fight Golovkin, right? You would want him to take 1 or 2 middleweight fights before he fights Golovkin, correct?
I wouldn't mind if he stayed at 154. I mean, I'm not asking him to move up, but I wouldn't
But I'm
mind
just saying, if Canelo moves up,
dude.
if Canelo moves up, right? If Canelo becomes a full-fledged middleweight, you're not asking him to jump right in with Golovkin, right? You're asking him to take a fight here and there to acclimate himself to 160, right?
Well,
why can't Golovkin get that shot if he moves up? Why does he have to fucking fight Andre Ward?
Well, if you guys remember correctly, not even what? All right, we're in February, so what? 6 weeks ago, people were saying David Lemieux versus Canelo. So we weren't rushing him to fight Canelo. I mean, we weren't rushing him to fight
Golovkin.
Golovkin, you know, we were allowing other fights to marinate. We were allowing him to fight Cotto because it was a big fight. We didn't mind Lemieux, you know, and a lot of us accepted Joshua Clottey, you know, but he wasn't gonna fight Clottey at 154.
Okay, let me rebuttal really quick. I can't give anybody that much credit for fighting Floyd in the sport. Anyone in the entire sport that's offered a fight would take it, and they paid him over $10 million to do it. Everyone else, I give Canelo credit for fighting, but the Mayweather fight, there's not one person in the sport that would turn it down. So I agree with you saying if Golovkin wants to give guys like Willie Monroe a shot at the title, that's cool with me. That's cool, but don't shit on Darrell for giving Badu Jack the same shot then. You love it when
Badu Jack, no. See, you're so TMT. It comes out of your pores. Badu Jack
Badu Jack got beat by Porky
just got
Medina.
knocked out. He don't deserve a title shot when you just get knocked out. Willie Monroe ain't get knocked out.
It's a simple fact of giving someone a shot that they don't have to give it to. That's
Mike, man, you're out of control, man. Badu Jack has snot bubbles in his nose a couple days ago. You talking about title shot?
Willie Monroe was in a tournament and made a name for himself. You know what I'm saying? He was in a tournament. He beat guys. Badu Jack's losing to bums. There's a difference.
So it's okay for Triple G to give shots to guys.
Man, hey, all I want you to do is tweet a shirt of what you're wearing, because I know you got your TMT shirt on. I know that you're waiting for the announcement. You already downloaded your little Shots app, and you got your TMT shirt and your TMT hat. You got a picture of Badu Jack on one side. I mean, come on, man. You got to stop.
Come on, dog. With the Latin Goonies picture hats on Twitter. Stop. I don't give a fuck about anyone
My Latin Goonies hat is right here. But that's the difference between you and I and me and all of you guys. I keep it real. You guys don't even want to admit when you sworn yourself into a family.
No.
I have.
I'm a fan of one of the.
I'm in the Triple G family, bro.
On TMT. Not one person I don't give a fuck about. Okay, shoot me, because I'm a big fan of one of the greatest fighters to ever lace them up. Yeah.
Well, you're the only guy. Listen, Mike, you're the only guy that in a span of 72 hours has called into the show twice to talk about Badu Jack and Anthony Darrell, okay?
Yeah.
Not just 72 hours. That's like 6 months. Even when Badu Jack fight, not that many people called in to talk about Badu Jack.
You have officially.
I'm not talking about him necessarily. I'm talking about that you're okay with certain guys.
You're trying to get him trending on Twitter.
Your obsession with Badu Jack is disturbing me right now. Enough with Badu Jack, man.
He's trying to get him trending on Twitter. It's okay. I get it.
Hashtag Badu Jack for life.
7 times ago. I don't give a fuck about anyone on TMT except for Floyd. That's it.
Badu Jack.
I'm drawing the parallel that you said it's okay for certain guys to give unknown fighters a shot at a title, but not others. You got to call it down the middle, dog. That's all I'm saying.
Mike.
But Badu Jack has been showcased already. We've seen what he's about. We've seen him.
I think he just likes to say Badu Jack.
His feeling has been met. He ain't better than what he is.
Right. This one goes out to you, my friend.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Anyways, like I was saying, and then let me finish off. Robbie, stop saying when his body's ready to move up. He's 32 years old. His body is what it is. Knock it off. That's not. If he doesn't want to go to middleweight, that's fine. But it's not. I mean, the super middleweight, that's fine. But it's not a body issue. You guys, I don't have a. a huge problem with him staying there. I'm just saying you won't learn that much about him at middleweight. That's all I'm saying. Now, people do always emerge from the ashes, and there's always a guy usually coming up in the division. I'll give you that. But the crop that's going on right now, I just think that you'll only learn what you already know about him in comparison to everyone else in that division.
Yeah. But to be fair, hold on real quick. To be fair, if Canelo moved up and he started running through people like he's doing right now at the 154 division, and I guess running through people is a stretch because he didn't really run through Austin Trout or Floyd Mayweather. But like say he starts doing what he did to Angulo up there. You don't think that if he moved up to 160 in 2 fights at the end of the year, Golovkin says he's trying to fight 4 times. So if something happens maybe in September where this miraculously happens, I mean, I absolutely think that Canelo is a prime and credible opponent, assuming he moves up and continues to do what he does, and that would mean a lot for Golovkin. That's why I don't want him to move up, because there are people coming from 154 that I believe are credible. There's people currently at 160 that are credible. I don't think he needs to move up, but I think there's more fights coming in the future, not just within that division. Who's waiting at 154 to come up?
Yeah, because you've got Canelo and you've got Austin Trout that could move up also.
Laura's been saying he wants to move up. The Charlos are already been 154 their entire career. Well, I'm just saying there's almost everybody that's in 154 is a 154 career fighter, and they're waiting to move up. This isn't in the past where a lot of 147s where you got Shane Mosley and then you got Cotto and all those other people that fill in 154. These are actually super middleweight or junior middleweight fighters waiting to move up because this is their body size. They're only going to get bigger.
But I'm saying, even without the 154 pounders, let's say, hypothetically speaking, Lee beats Quillen. Let's just say, I'm not picking Lee, I'm picking Quillen when it happens. But let's just say Lee beats Quillen. Isn't that an opponent right there? Isn't Endom Lemieux, the winner of that fight, an opponent, especially if it's Lemieux? I mean, there's still opposition out there. There's still what's out there? The IBF, the WBO, and Miguel Cotto's got the WBC. There's 3 belts that are still out there. Let him get his belts. Let him be undisputed. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, man. You know, he gets my vote to keep doing what he wants to do in the division. As long as you can make the weight, I don't never hate. I let you stay there. You know, and even a guy like what's his name, Brandon Rios. You know, who had a tougher time than normal making weight. I never hated on him either, man. But let's get to some calls, man. We're coming into that hour, man. You guys know what it is. So be courteous to the guy behind you so that he doesn't have to wait too long. I want to say we stopped at 860. You're live. Did we go to you?
What's going on? That's the CT.
CT, what up, brother? Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I want to talk about the Triple G and Martin Murray fight. I think it's going to go about 9 or 10 rounds. I think Murray's very durable. The only thing I don't like, his punch volume isn't that high. And I think a lot of people who fight Triple G, they get in the ring, and psychologically they beat. You know, they think about his power, and then when they get hit with it, they automatically freeze and start to back up. But I noticed with Triple G, I mean, he does a lot of things well, but I can point out some flaws that he does do. He doesn't move his head very well at all. He keeps his head stationary. And I don't know why these fighters, you know, they don't pick their spots and try to punch it between his punches and hit him with a shot he doesn't see. And for the fact that, you know, he said he's never been down in a fight, I think the moment that he does get stunned and get knocked down, I think the fight's over. So you do have a shot at beating this guy. For the simple fact, you know, the way he fights is all offensively. So if you can get in the shot that he doesn't see, he has a good chance of beating him. But I don't see Murray hitting with that big shot.
Well, yeah, no, I like what you say, but you know, I don't see Murray presenting problems. I do think it's going to go rounds though, because Mark Murray is durable. He's been in there with Martinez. He's been in there with Sturm. He's had top fights, you know, at that division, and he's a true actual middleweight that's going to stand there and be able to deal with what Golovkin gives him. And hopefully it'll open some people's eyes, and we won't hear any more garbage about he's not fighting anybody. Golovkin is fighting who he can get in the ring with him. Remember, a lot of people want to avoid this dude.
Yeah, no, man, listen, I'm just glad that you think that Martin Murray is going to give him a better chance than most feel, because that's what I believe. I don't think he's going to be a 3-and-done type of guy, not this fight.
No, I definitely think Murray's got some boxing ability. He has a really nice jab. And I think against Martinez, he just got off a little late, you know. He got on, like I said, in the last few rounds. That's when he started doing damage, but he needs to fight with more confidence, I think, in this fight. I like the way he's going into the fight mentally. He's tired of hearing about this guy, Triple G, and he just wants to, you know, shut people up about him. I think that's the right thing to do. But I don't think his style, you know, presents a style to beat Triple G. I'd say who I think personally, in my opinion, who will give Triple G trouble if he goes up in weight is Andrade. Demetrius Andrade. I think his style presents some trouble for Triple G.
Yeah, well, I mean, any boxer and then a southpaw boxer is definitely going to be some issues. Andrade's a guy that should be moving up. I'm shocked that he's still there. I remember when he switched trainers to Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter wanted to make him a middleweight instead of a junior middleweight, but he left Virgil Hunter, and he's still been at 154. And I guess he did the right thing because he ended up getting a title. Listen, CT, bunch of callers, brother. Let me get to some other people, but thank you again for calling in.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right. 312, you're live. Who's this? 312. 312. Okay. 203, you're live. Who's this? 203. 203. All right. 414. 414. I hope you guys go back and check the podcast when you see these ghost calls and then you're like, oh, Ness, you didn't get to me. 414, you're live. Who's this?
What's up, Ness? Scotty from Milwaukee.
Scotty, what's up, brother?
Man, I've been listening to all the podcasts. Haven't had time to call, but I'm listening to them all on iTunes, so I ain't going nowhere. Robbie putting me down for Triple G, so that's 798 to none, probably, or whatever the count is.
Actually, only one guy has picked Murray so far.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I think that might be a decent fight, you know, because I had Murray beating Martinez close, but I actually had him winning. I thought Martinez got a home field win with that one. I think he's way tougher than Geale and way tougher than Rubio and those guys. So it might go some rounds, 8, 9, 10 rounds. So I'm actually looking forward to that one. I don't know about you guys, I'm sure, but I got every friend in the world calling me. Hey, I hear Mayweather and Pacquiao are going to fight and I keep telling them, forget it, don't waste your time. It not official yet, but yeah, looking forward to that fight this weekend. We've about time to get to boxing. It's been a slow start to the year, and like I said, nothing. I've been listening, just haven't had a chance to call, but I'm around.
Well, Scotty, you know that I believe you, man, and you know we appreciate it. Thank you for calling in, as always. You know, alumni, brother, you're definitely one of those. Let me get to some other callers. 818 AB about billions.
Hey, Ness. Hey, Rob. Hey, Robbie.
I'm okay, thanks.
So I have the fight going. It's going to depend on how Murray fights. If Murray fights to survive, I think it'll go 8 rounds. But if Murray does what Macklin did, try to actually, you know, stand there and exchange with Golovkin, I think it'll be 3-4 rounds. And I just think, you know, Golovkin's a really bad style matchup for him because he tends to lean against the ropes too much in every single one of his fights. Even against Spada, his last fight, Spada was bullying him up against the ropes, and then what Murray does is he shoves up, and because it's so tall, when he shoves up, he leaves his body open, and if he drops his hands to protect his body, he's going to leave his face open. And so that's what's going to happen there. And regarding there was some callers, I mean, the quality of calls, I mean, when it comes to Golovkin haters, has been really bad. I mean, well, first of all, I mean, if you look at Golovkin facing the top 10 guys in the division, I think this is like his 6th top 10 guy that it's facing right now. If you look at Sturm who had like 12 title defenses, Geale beat Sturm. And, you know, Sturm went into a draw with Murray that I think Murray, you know, actually won. But I still think it's the same level of fighter, just a little bit more durable. But I do think Murray is probably, I'd probably put Murray ahead of Andy Lee and Quillen based on competition in the middleweight division. And then, just my final point is regarding the callers that are saying that, if he's not going to get the Canelo fight, if he's not going to get the Cotto fight, I don't think they understand how boxing works and how Hall of Fame works. This is called prize fighting. So what happens is you fight for money and you fight for titles. So it doesn't matter if he doesn't face Cotto or Canelo, okay? If you unify your division, and there hasn't been a lot of guys that have unified divisions recently, you're going to go down and solidify your legacy into the Hall of Fame. So if Golovkin unifies the 160 division, even if he doesn't face Cotto or Canelo, he's going down in the Hall of Fame as a middleweight that's unified his division. So I think that's a lot more important than randomly going up from 154 to 168 and fighting random guys, that no one's even gonna remember. You know what I mean?
Totally agree, man. Totally agree. It sounds like we're all just calling in and preaching to the choir. Listen, AB, you already know, drive-by, man. Got to get to some other callers. Really quick, before I do that, though, I do want to send a couple of thank yous to Ronald, Michael, and Josue and Shelby, man. Thank you for the donations. You know that we appreciate it, man. Remember, $1 per listener a month is all the guys asking for. And if you can't do that, remember to use my Amazon affiliate link. It costs you absolutely nothing. It's going to take you 1 second before you do your regular, everyday, day-to-day shopping on Amazon. Just use our link. You can actually even bookmark it so that you can use it, periodically or whenever you do head on over to Amazon. And remember this, man, it's going to cost you no time at all, cost you nothing out of whatever it is that you're purchasing whatsoever, but at the same time, you will be supporting the Boxing Voice, and we appreciate that, man. And remember, anybody that's interested in audiobooks, remember that we have that hyperlink also on the affiliate sponsors page that you can get 1 month free of any audiobook on audible.com. That's 30 days free, so you can get any book. And they have a bunch of boxing books. Al Bernstein has some books there, a bunch of Muhammad Ali books. So definitely, if you're into receiving your content via audio stream, the way that you listen to the show, well, then it's the same exact thing, no difference, just someone reading to you. And you could do that absolutely free, and you go through my link on the affiliate sponsors page. You guys want to, I don't know, should we try and mix it up a little bit? I don't want you guys to fall asleep on me, man. It's been so long since I had you guys here, man. I kind of feel like going to the callers is doing a disservice to the show.
No, this is their show, brother.
Man, let's go with the callers. I mean, the only other notable fight is Arthur Abraham and Paul Smith this weekend. So.
Yeah, who you got in that fight? I'm picking Abraham, but the first fight was.
I'm going with the old veteran. Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Wow, you guys are both going Abraham. I seen the first fight, and I thought Paul Smith won it.
I think it was close. I still think that Abraham won the fight.
I don't know, man. This is a year later. Arthur Abraham is a year older. He's already a guy that was long in the tooth. The blueprint is there. The motivation definitely has to be on the side of Paul Smith because he felt he got jobs. So he's coming in more motivated, I think. So I'm assuming he worked harder. I'm going to just go with the younger guy. But, at the same time, I will say this, that I just want him to lose that title because somehow he made himself relevant again, and he's been staying over there for all those years after the Super 6, just fighting guys, that we haven't heard of. I mean, I know who Paul Smith is because Arthur Abraham fought him twice already. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous.
He was on the Contender. Paul Smith was on the Contender, man. That's how I remember him.
Well, there you go. Let's see who we got then. We're going to go back out to the lines. Robbie, where did we stop off at?
You stopped off at
312, right? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
AB was 818. Okay, so you already know, man. We got some alumni that have been waiting long, and I apologize for that. But at least you get this.
Yeah. To all the killers and the 100, I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers.
QB, what up, brother?
Yeah. I'm saying though, like I think it might be a competitive fight with Martin Murray and Golovkin. If Martin Murray go in there, like not scared of the hype and all that about the punching power, if he go in there on his own, like, 'cause a lot of guys they scared from the door even before they even get in the ring because of the hype about Golovkin. I think it'll be a competitive fight. I don't know much about. I seen Martin fight Martinez and Martinez. I think he won that fight. He beat Martinez. I think he beat him. And do Murray got a chin or what? What's the latest on that? Do we got a chin or what?
Martin Murray has never been put down.
But never really been tested.
It'll be a competitive fight, but I still think Golovkin gonna pull it out. And that's about it. I was just listening, man. That's all I really have to say, man.
All right, QB.
Listening, man, brother.
Thanks for calling in, brother. You know we appreciate that. Let me get down to some other callers. 847, you're live. Who's this?
Yo, Fight Doctor. I'm on Rick James status.
Yeah, you on another number. You on another number status, man.
Yeah, man. I sent you a.
Whoa, buddy. You should know the rules by now. I mean, we graced you with an intro and you never let it play.
Don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass, nigga.
Yo, what up, Ness? What up, Robbie? What up, Vic? What up, James? What's going on, gentlemen?
What
up?
Not much, man.
What up?
Yo, Ness, I sent you a tweet earlier, man. I told you I was calling in from 847 number, but not to worry. We're gonna work it out eventually. Okay, we're gonna get it all worked out. Listen, real quick, I want to send a shout out to Wood. Congratulations on completing your rehab. Hopefully, you don't have to go back again. Okay, listen, I was listening to the show Sunday. Okay. And look, Ness, I got a question, bro. What did you give up for Lent?
Say what?
What did you give up for Lent?
What did I give up for Lent?
Yes.
Lent, bro, Lent.
Tuesday was Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. Lent starts Wednesday. What did you give up for Lent? That's my question to you, bro. What did you give up for Lent?
Man, I have no. I don't even know what you're talking about. That must be some terminology I'm not aware of.
That's
Lent, okay.
That's a Catholic thing.
Never heard of it.
Listen. Well, I listened to the show on Sunday. I can tell you what you should have gave up for Lent, and that is holding on to Triple Duck's nutsack, okay? I listened to the show, and it was like, it wasn't a boxing voice. It was the Golovkin nutsack holding hour, okay? It's like, damn. Look, my official prediction for the fight is that Murray is going to win by default because Triple G won't be able to walk to the ring, seeing as how hard you guys have been holding his nutsack, okay? You got to shut up, man. Let it go.
You're such a hater, man.
This cat, listen.
Stop buying into the hype. Stop buying into the hype.
This cat, 12 knockouts in 30 fights. 12 knockouts, okay? Listen, here's a question I want to ask HBO. Why should I continue to pay the subscription fee when all you're going to do is month in and month out, every 16 weeks or however many weeks it is, you're going to show me the Triple Duck fighting a no-hoper, a tomato can, in a long string of tomato cans, a 32-1 underdog in non-competitive fights. And I'm supposed to continue to pay the subscription fee for HBO for this bullshit. I mean, come on, man, get real. Listen.
Yo, you got some nerve. You got some nerve when Mayweather is freaking gonna charge you $100 right now for this Pacquiao fight.
Okay, but Mayweather is fighting a top 10 pound for pound guy. Okay, so I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but I am mad at HBO because HBO wants to showcase this cat fighting tomato can after tomato can. This cat, 29-1, 12 knockouts. His whole reputation is based on a loss and a draw. Who has the man beat? Nobody. Okay. Now Triple Duck, 32 years old. He makes 33 in April. Okay. His resume reads like that of a prospect. He's defended his paper title 10 times. I don't know how many, and he's beaten nobody. but tomato cans.
So fight doctor,
Tomato
wait a minute. So these guys don't merit to fight? Like, I mean, Macklin could fight Lamar Russ and everyone else that he's fighting, but if he fights Triple G, it's not fair. I don't really understand. Is he a prospect? You just said that the resume equates to a prospect. So why are you mad that he's fighting guys that are the level that you would allow a contender or a prospect to fight?
Listen, I'm not mad, but let's call it what it is.
Whoa,
okay?
You're not mad, yet you're the one calling
okay?
in. You're not mad, but you're the one calling in, pointing out that he hasn't fought to anybody, according to you.
Well, I think that's obvious.
No, it's not. It's not obvious.
Who are his 3 best wins?
It's not obvious. Daniel Geale is a good win. Matthew Macklin is a good win. Curtis Stevens is a good win. Rosado is a good win.
Stevens even ranked at middleweight?
Yes, he was.
Middleweight?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
What, in the top 20? In the top 20, maybe?
Top 20, top 15.
Because Curtis Stevens ain't never did shit at middleweight. So what are you talking about? In the last fight, he fought Rosado. Did you see the fight that Rosado had prior to fighting Golovkin?
Yes.
He lost every round to a guy who looked like a blown-up welterweight. He landed a lucky punch in the 9th round, and that's the only reason why he won the fight. But he looked like shit the whole fight, okay?
Well, not to me. Not to me. I was live at that fight.
And this is what HBO is feeding us every 4 weeks.
So why are you watching it? Why are you watching it? Why are you watching it? First of all, let me ask you this. First of all, let me ask you this. If you don't even like Triple G, when you seen the title of the show, what you calling in for?
Look, I'm a boxing fan before I'm a fan of any particular fight. I'm a boxing fan first. So I watch boxing, okay? Now, I don't exactly call Triple G's last fight and this fight Saturday. I don't necessarily call that boxing. I call that, I don't know, maybe ringing, maybe, okay? Fixed, maybe. That's what I would call it. It's bullshit, okay? The cat is a 32-1 underdog for a reason, because they keep matching him against cats who have no hope. Tomato cans. Look, this cat, Golovkin, he can find somebody.
Fight doctor. We can't. Listen, man. Listen. We got too many people. We can't keep doing this. You don't want to accept the reality, and you want to live in your own little fantasy world where the guys that he's fought aren't worth anything yet. Some of them have been former champions. We can't do this. I mean, it's too many people. I gotta go to other callers. I mean, all you want to do is say what he isn't doing, but he's fighting. He's fighting, and guys are not taking the fights. And Dom ducked him. Geale ducked him before. Plenty of people have ducked him. What do you want him to do? You don't see Cotto signing up.
I'll tell you what I want him to do. I'll tell you. Listen, when Floyd Mayweather got to 140 pounds, okay, what did he do? He knocked out the 2 best guys who would get in the ring with him, and he put the whole division on notice. All right, and this is when Cotto was there. This is when Kasazu was there. This is when what's the British cat's name? Who was Hound Coke? What's his name?
Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton. It's where Ricky Hatton was there, okay? All these cats were at the time title holders in the 140-pound division, all right? Mayweather shows up on the scene, knocks out Arturo Gatti, okay, in a stunning fashion, put the whole division on notice. Nobody wanted to see Mayweather. Nobody. So what does he do? Did he stick around and fight every tomato can they were going to put in front of him? No. He moved up to 147. And established himself there. Since nobody at 140 wanted to fight him, and guess what? The best guy at 140 had to come see Mayweather after that.
Yo, fight doctor, listen.
That's what Golovkin needs to do. If there's nobody at middleweight who wants to fight, then find a challenge somewhere else.
Okay.
Fighters in the past have done.
We're gonna give him that message. I'm gonna get to some other callers. I still think you're nuts. Listen.
Yo, Ness, real quick. I should say he wants him to move up and fight the number 2 pound for pound, quote unquote, Andre Ward, and then he compares him to Floyd Mayweather. Yet he's overhyped.
Man, fight doctor's in. He's in denial, man. Hamada, talk to me, man. Sorry for leaving you on hold, brother.
Nah, man, it's cool, man. Are you getting feedback from me?
Not really.
Okay, why are you explaining yourself to this guy, man?
Because honestly, I just want to expose him, man. I just feel like he's a true hater because I mean, things are black and white, and we see the resume. We could say whatever we want, but we still have to rank these guys at somewhere. Somewhere. Curtis Stevens needs to be ranked somewhere. Rosado at the time that he fought him. All these guys at the time that they need to be ranked somewhere. We can't just say now that he's beaten all these guys, they're all bums. It's not fair, man. It's just not fair. It's corny as hell.
This guy just chooses to be ignorant, man.
What does this guy have to do so some of these guys will shut the hell up? That's what I want to know.
Move up and fight Andre Ward.
Well, Andre Ward doesn't deserve shit right now because he's not doing nothing.
Exactly.
I'm a big Martin Murray fan. I've been following his career closely. You lot have been saying a lot of stuff like he's durable and that, but I'm not so sure he's that durable, to be honest. I've been watching him closely. I mean,
Okay, so first of all, what's your definition of durable? Because a guy that lasts 12 rounds to me is durable. A guy that can last 12 rounds and be competitive in those 12 rounds is durable. So what is your definition? Maybe maybe we don't know the proper definition.
I just think that I don't think he will last. I'm quite a good fan of his. I like him as well. He's a nice, humble lad. He's a working class fighter. He's been in and out of jail. He's from the streets and that. So obviously, a lot of people can relate to him. But to be honest, I don't know if he can withstand the punishment from Golovkin.
But that doesn't make him not durable, because now you're assuming what Golovkin can do to him. Talk to me about how you ended up at him not being durable. What fight made you say, you know what, he's not durable? Oh,
I don't know. I think
you don't know because there is none, man.
No,
you guys are reaching, man.
When he was fighting Sergio Martinez, he even came out and said it after the fight and that. There's like people were telling him there was on Sky Sports they did like a little round table with all the British middleweights, and like they were telling him you could have beat Martinez if you put your foot on the gas and get to him, but he was quite aware. He kept saying stuff like, I was worried that Martinez could knock me out and Martinez can punch, and I was like, he was wary of that. So obviously I'm not sure if I just don't know. I'm just not sure that he's that durable. And plus, I think I'm not 100% sure. I remember in one of his earlier fights he's been put down, and I've seen him hurt before in a prize fighter when he was fighting in prize fighter quite a few years ago. I think probably 2008, 2009. I've seen him hurt before. He was in a tough fight, one of the prize fighters. So I've seen him.
Hamada, listen, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. You sound like one of the guys that calls in and says, remember Jose Miguel Cotto shook Canelo up? He put him on the ropes. He almost knocked him out. Like, that shit happened years ago, man. Years ago. Amir Khan got knocked out by British Prescott, but everybody's saying he's the only one that could beat Mayweather and Pacquiao. Like, come on, man. You guys are great. You guys are reaching, man. Reaching.
I want Martin Murray to actually win. I want him to win. I'm a fan of his.
You don't sound like you do.
But he doesn't, for me, he doesn't have the tools to beat Golovkin. I think he's got a very European style, like hands up, tight guard. Doesn't really move around the ring. He's got a basic style. He's good at everything, but he's not great at anything. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, he's a 6 out of 10 in most departments.
No, listen. The best thing that you said is that you don't think his style is the right one, and I could agree with that. But I'm not gonna agree with him not being durable. I'm not gonna agree with him not being credible.
That I'm not sure he can withstand the punishment from Golovkin, because we're talking about Golovkin. Probably he's up there with the middleweight punches of all time. He's ridiculously. He makes people want to quit when they're in the ring with him. I mean, his jab is a ramrod jab. It cuts people. It's spiteful. It pushes people back. I rate Golovkin that highly that I think Murray can't last, and that's how high I rate Golovkin. And it is a mountain. He's got a real mountain to climb, Martin Murray. I like him. He's a good fighter. Plus, like, Martin Murray, a lot of people don't know, like, he's taking this fight really seriously. Like, he spent the whole of, since this new year, he's been in South Africa, training out there, hard training as well. He took a lot of his team out there, some of his team Murray, some of his people from his camp and that out there. He's not been, but taking time away from his family, which is the first thing. This is the first time he's done something like this. So he's taking it really seriously, and he's being clever. What he's doing with the media, he's putting all the pressure on Golovkin. Like, what he's saying is stuff like, at the end of the day, I'm expecting to get hit the hardest I've ever been hit before in my life, and he's saying Golovkin has no weakness. So what he's doing is he's putting all the pressure on Golovkin. So if, say, he does give Golovkin problems, at the end of the day, everything's going to fall back on Golovkin. Do you understand what he's trying to do?
No, I totally get that. I totally get that.
But I'm not sure. Me personally, I think I don't know, man. And I don't think Martin Murray will switch up his style in one fight. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Macklin's always made this thing where he's always said that I wish if I fight Golovkin again, I wouldn't run around the ring. I'll meet him head on. I think because obviously when you change your style, it takes time to change the way you fight. You can't just change over one training camp. You look at people like B-Hop and Mayweather. They've adapted their styles over years and years. You can't do it over one training camp. And if Murray tries to box around the ring and box circles, it's not going to work, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I think I'm looking at Golovkin probably. I don't think he'll go past 5 rounds.
Well, Hamada, let me get to some other people, man. You know it's drive-by mode here. I don't know, man. Listen, I guess they're mad at us because we're trying to make this fight relevant, or they say that we're making it sound better than what it is. I just believe that, you know, he's durable, and I think that he's gonna do a decent job. And when you match him up with like guys like Rosado, who was naturally smaller at the time, just coming up. Remember, that was his first fight, moving up to 160. And Stevens, who was just a short guy in general. You know, Martin Murray is not that. And I don't know. I just feel like there could be a little bit more there with the Murray guy, man. Let's see. Let's hope, you know. We got – what's up?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Ness.
409, you're live.
What's going on, man? JD.
JD, what's up, brother?
I just wanted to weigh in on this fight, man. I called earlier or yesterday, and I said that I don't think, like you just said, man, I think Martin Murray, what makes him durable is that high-ass guard. He got a high-ass guard with his defense. And I think, you know, it's tough to knock a guy out with like that Josh Cloudy kind of guard, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's why he goes 12 rounds. But I do think Triple G is going to get him to the body. Look, the only one that's hating on Triple G is clearly, what's his fucking name? Y'all know his name.
The fight doctor.
I forgot right now, but anyway, nobody else is really hating on Triple G. Yeah, fight doctor. But nobody else is hating on Triple G, man. It's kind of like Keith Thurman was. Now he's getting tested. And, I mean, that's all we want to see, you know. We just want to, y'all ask, what do y'all want to see? We just want to see a name. A big name. That's all we want.
Yeah, but how different is Guerrero than the guy that the Triple G is for? I mean, I don't know. A lot of people put a lot of stock in Guerrero. I think it's a solid fight, but I don't see Guerrero as being elite. I mean,
but Vic, why do you feel that way? Is it because he looked so bad versus Floyd? Because outside of the Floyd fight, he's winning. Is he looking the best?
But if you compare his career welterweight, it's just Berto and what's his face, and the other Turkish guy. What's his name? Aiden. Those guys are wins. I mean, but they're not something jumping out of this world. Like, the parallel's the same. He's a solid welterweight, just like these other guys are solid middleweight.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, Vic, he's a 5-time world champion.
Oh, that's what his publicist says. He's got like 4 interim titles. Get out of here with that.
And his resume.
Well, listen, 409, I'm going to get to some other people, brother. You know, it's drive-by mode, all right?
All right.
All right. 951. I wonder if this is Abu Nasim. 951, you're live. Who's this? 951. 951. Okay. Jersey Sev, talk to us.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on, Seth.
Steph, what's up, bro? Talk.
He's bugging. Okay. 469. 469.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Miguel from Dallas.
Miguel.
I'm just calling to make my. What's up? I'm just calling to make my pick, bro. You know, I'm a big Triple G, so I got him winning on Saturday. One more thing, bro, on the fight back. You know what they're talking about? Y'all holding Triple G nuts. Well, I got one thing for him. You quit holding Floyd Mayweather's nuts, fool. Hell. Tell him to sign that damn contract, make that fight. That's all I got to say, brother.
All right.
All right, let me go to this Skype call. Milos, what's up, brother? Milos.
Hey, I'm on.
You are on. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling for Serbia. What's up, guys? What's going on?
Syria. Wow, you just made us
No,
international.
No, not Syria, man. Serbia from Europe.
Oh, Serbia. Okay. You still made us international. Talk to us, man.
All right. I have to say that I noticed a strong hate from Arthur Abraham from you, Ness. Strong hate from the king, man.
Yeah, well, my hate is it's not today. It's not an overnight thing. I've been saying he's a bum since watching him look horrible in the Super 6.
Oh, all right. I just want to ask if it's only on Thursdays or always. So it's always okay. He's a multiple divisions champion. Why are you calling him a bum, man?
Because what he's doing is purposely staying in Germany, fighting German-style European boxers with high guards that don't initiate. If he gets a guy like Andre Durrell, you see what happens. When he gets an active fighter like Froch, you see what happens. You know, he's gonna stay away from those guys. Like he's at 168. George Groves would do him in. Durrell would do him in. Who else at 168? I think that even J. Leon Love is intelligent enough to know all he's got to do is keep punching, because that is the problem. The blueprint is just keep hitting him and he'll keep putting his guard up.
James DeGale.
Intelligent enough?
Say what?
Was Jermaine Taylor intelligent enough to keep just punching?
Are you serious? Are you serious? You really about to bring up Jermaine Taylor?
I'm just asking the question.
At that time, Jermaine Taylor was hot shit, but we all seen what happened to his career after that fight.
Didn't Jermaine Taylor previously vacate one of the belts when Arthur Abraham was the mandatory?
Milos, you know what? I got a smile on my face right now, and I should tattoo a fucking tear on my eye for the only Arthur Abraham fan in the world. I feel happy for you, man. I'm glad that you love him that much. Let's see if he can actually get a win without any controversy, because remember, he's fighting Paul Smith, the janitor, because he couldn't beat him the first time the right way.
Remember you picked Paul Smith, right?
I'm picking Paul Smith, and I don't even know how old he is. I don't know what style he fights in. I don't know if it's orthodox or southpaw. I don't even care. I'm just not picking Abraham.
But you're picking Smith, okay? So be ready after the fight. If you're wrong, I can't hear you.
All right. Well, Milos, let me get to some other callers. It's drive-by mode, but thank you again for calling in from all the way over in Europe, man. Wow, we're getting these we're getting these guys coming out the woodworks, fans of guys we just didn't think.
Ness, you want to know your worst nightmare, Ness? If Arthur Abraham wins, guess who he's fighting next?
Badu Jack.
Felix Stern, baby. Oh, German war. 168 pounds for German supremacy, baby.
Two guys that all they do is stay in their country and hide out, man. I can't deal with that. I can't.
Well, it's coming, baby. That's why all the money's on Arthur Abraham, because that's too big of a money fight for Germany.
Yeah, man, it definitely is. I think we might get Mario on too, man. It's gonna be a reunion, fellas. It's gonna be a reunion. Where we're at? We were with what? 8? No, that was a Skype call. We went day 47. We went 409-9051. Okay. Oh, Kevin Horn. Kevin Horn, you're live. Who's it? Right? I think it's Kevin Horn. KH, is this you? 516.
That's me.
Yeah.
Who's this?
What's going on, guys? It's Mike, my first-time caller.
Oh, all right. We thought you were a guy from Long Island named Kevin Horn, but we'll give you the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
First thing I want to say is, Ness, you're the man. I love your show. I watch it on YouTube. I've been trying to figure out what time you come on so I could call in, but I need to understand, why is everybody crapping on Triple G? And Roy Jones Jr. campaigned that light heavyweight fighting bums over and over and over again, and we all watched it and loved it. Why can't we sit there and watch this guy knock people out, love it, and when a big name comes, it comes? You know? I really don't understand it.
They don't want him to dominate, man.
And then on top of that, like, what I don't like what you guys say is that Amir Khan has changed also, because I watched Devin Alexander fight and I watched the Collazo. Collazo's a bum. He's washed up. Okay, he knocked out some dude, Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz was done. He didn't, like, that shouldn't even matter. And I was watching, you guys say that Devin Alexander can't hit. He popped him a couple of times in that fight, and he was, like, shaking up. So imagine if he fought a real person who can hit. He's going to go down again immediately, you know? So I don't understand why people are like, oh, Amir Khan has changed. He's the same exact fighter he's always been. He comes in wild, and if he gets hit by a real welterweight, he's going to go down. That's why he's scared to fight Kell Brook now, because I think Kell Brook will put him down, and he knows once he goes down again, his career is washed. Nobody's going to want to see him fight again.
Well, listen, you're not going to get me to argue with you on Amir Khan getting knocked out. I think that, that's still very possible. We haven't seen that chin tested, so I won't argue with you there, man. I don't know about the rest of the guys.
But I really think the reason why people are hating on Triple G is just like you said, it's because he's a white guy knocking everybody out. Because if he was one of these like Broner guys, flashy, knocking people out, people would be loving it. The fact that is, he just comes in, doesn't speak any English, he'll knock you the fuck out, then he'll be about his business. Nobody wants to fight him, and people keep on saying Andre Ward, Andre Ward. I'm an Andre Ward fan, but he hasn't fought in 2 years, and he doesn't fight anybody either. I don't really care about seeing him fight. He's not really impressive. He boxes well, great, but he doesn't really, like, there's nobody at 168, and, I need 3 fights into shape. He doesn't want to fight anybody. He wants, like you said, all he wants is rematches. He wants to fight Carl Froch again. He wants to fight, probably wants to fight up there. How for him again? Nobody wants to for pound. He hasn't fought in years. It's a joke. But whatever. Just want to say I love you guys. And what time does your show come on so I could call in and not be on drive-by mode?
Well,
Thursday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
You're on the East Coast, right? You're in Long Island?
Yes. I watch you on YouTube because I don't have an iPhone. I watch you on YouTube every single
Wait.
Sunday,
what kind of phone do you have?
I got the Android.
So get this app. Listen, get this app. It's free. It's called Pod Beyond, and you can subscribe to the podcast like that. You can listen while you're driving to work or on the train, whatever the case may be. I know you're a New Yorker, so you might be doing some public transportation over there.
And let me tell you something. That's like, I love boxing, and your show is the truth, bro. Like, it's really hard. Like, I love it how you just give it to fans who basically try to like say more than they know, and it's like, oh, I want to see this, I want to see that. You should be a boxing fan and enjoy seeing a dude just demolish everybody that's put in front of him. That's what he does. That's what you're supposed to do. Get his name out there. He's only been around for what, 2-3 years? It's not like Triple G's been out for 10 years fighting nobodies. Give him a chance. Let him shine. Let him clean out the whole division. Let him have all the titles. And then let's say, oh, move up. He only has one title. He's not even a lineal champ. You know?
Yeah, they don't want to see that happen. They want to see him lose. Listen, brother, I'm sorry, but it's drive-by. Thank you for calling in, man.
Yes,
I hope you can make it back, man.
I appreciate it.
Hey, do us a favor. You don't need an iTunes or a phone to drop us an iTunes review, but you could do that on Stitcher or iTunes. Very important, the two most important podcast directories, so we can continue to grow. And if you're listening on YouTube, come on, fellas. Press the share and the like button. Let's get this out there and get some new callers in here, man. Some new fresh meat, you know? 1111111. You're live. Who's this? All right, just listening. 917. You're live. Who's this?
Yo, what's good, man? It's Sean Do.
Sean Do, what up?
What up, man? Yo, put me down for GGG, Robbie.
I got you.
And the fight doctor, he sounds like a broken record, man. No disrespect to the man, but he needs to stop with his hating, man. You know, the guy's doing his thing, you know. And but I wanted to say the guy he was looking for was Mark Christopher Atkins. That's the guy he was looking for earlier.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed in you guys, man, because you said a guy can't be great if he has 5 losses, bro. I was listening to the Sunday show, and I was bugging out, man, when I heard you say that.
That's because...
No, wait a minute. But even still, that was said like metaphorically, because remember, we immediately brought up that there are greats who have losses. So that doesn't mean 5 losses means you're not great.
Oh, okay, because he's only like 1 off of Ali's record. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say he's the best ever, but he's up there with the greats. And I'm not a pack charter, man, like that. You know, but you know, that's pretty much it, man.
How many tattoos does he have?
How many tattoos does who have?
Pacquiao.
Oh, I don't know, man.
What's his wife's name?
Jinky or something like that. I watched him.
You know what it is.
What's his firstborn son's name? What's his firstborn son's name?
I don't know, man.
Just making sure. We got to screen you guys. Make sure you're not pack charged. We never know, man.
Nah, I know how it is.
I'm just messing with you, brother. Let me get to some other callers, man. 7-1. No, we went to this is Suleiman, right?
Yep.
All right, you bouncing all around. 646 New York City. You are now rocking with the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
I love it, man. Every time I call and always get to New York City. What up? It's Chris Wilder calling out now in New York. And what up, James? What up, Vic?
What
up? What up, Ringside Robbie? What up, Ness?
What
I
up?
wanted to drop my picks, and I also wanted to say one thing too. Robbie, can you put me down for Triple G?
You got it.
And I like Triple G, and I agree with everything you guys are saying about him, you know, needing to stay at 160. I just don't like the comparison to Andre Ward. I just got one thing. Saki Obika, Arthur Abraham, Carl Froch, and Mikkel Kessler, all former champions. And at 168, they all had the belt. And, you know, I don't think that it's fair really to do that to Triple G right now, and they're all beaten by Andre Ward. So all I'm saying is I think that people calling in hating on Triple G, I don't think that's really fair. I think Triple G needs a little bit more time for him to get in and really, you know, there's a lot of good fights coming up. Like you said, there's a lot of guys coming up on 154, and Peter Quillen's still there. And I think that, you know, he just needs more time to grow.
Hey, man, well, you're one of the good ones, man. You're one of the good ones that want to see him develop. Listen, you know it's drive-by. Putting you on hold. 701, you must be a first-time caller. Don't remember ever saying this area code. Are you a first-time caller?
No, I'm not a first-time caller. Ness, what you got me waiting for, man?
Whoa.
I've been here for like 10 minutes.
We get a lot of callers.
I'm up in North Dakota, man. It's cold as hell up here.
Yo, he said, why you got me waiting? I've been on for 10 minutes. Yo, this dude's been be on here for an hour.
What's bad? Robbie, what's happening?
Yeah, I know. This guy's called in before, Ness.
Hey, you know what? Oh man, dude, I gotta eat some. You got time? I gotta eat some crow.
No, there's always time for crow on this show.
All right, hey, yeah, remember Stiverne? I said he was gonna hit Wilder so hard that he was gonna start twerking on the streets of Alabama, but you know what? That didn't happen.
Yeah, you should get a double serving of crow for that one. I remember that now.
Yeah, I remember that call.
Yeah, he beat Stiverne so bad, man. Looked like a second Rodney King. It was bad, but.
Yep,
I gotta eat some crow for that.
Yeah, that was funny. Here you go.
The thing is, though, this Triple T thing, man, I'm getting a little upset because more than it is Brace, it's the Flomos that don't like him. You know why? Because they think he's a white European. But the thing is, he's not white. He's Mongoloid, for God's sakes. He's from Russia. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said earlier, man, I think people just want to see the dude lose is what it is.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, he's gonna. I predict 11th round TKO. Can you put me down, Robbie?
I got you.
And you know, you guys got a great show. I've been waiting for 10 minutes. A little cold.
Hey, man, listen. I'm telling you, if you've really been only waiting 10 minutes, consider yourself lucky.
He bought the front of the line pass, is what it was.
Yeah, man, you must got that easy pass from Great Adventures, dude. You're skipping lines right now.
Yeah, because there's people who've been waiting a lot longer than you have.
Oh, okay. You know what? I was just joking around, man. But hey,
All right.
hey.
Yeah,
glad,
now you
man.
say that.
Yeah, you guys picked up so fast. So I was just giving you a little crap.
All right, brother. Well, let me get.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna ask. No. All right, man. You got a lot of callers.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say you got my pick, right?
Yeah, I got it.
11th round TKO.
Yeah, I got it.
Right, that was it.
But you said Murray's gonna knock out Golovkin in 11, right?
Oh hell no. Murray's gonna be crying, man. Seriously.
Oh man. All right, brother.
But Murray is no pushover. But hey, all right. You guys have a good night.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. 469. You're live. Who's this? 469.
KG from Dallas.
KG, what's up, brother?
Go ahead.
Not much, man. You can go ahead, put me down for GGG. And I just want to make one quick point on the Gennady Golovkin and why people think he should go up. I just think it's kind of like Mayweather. It's kind of like Robbie says. People just want to see him lose, but I don't think it's that people want to see. I think some people want to see him lose, but I think that it's just people want to see somebody challenged, and he's been beating the people that he's been fighting so easily. Like, it hadn't even really been tested. Like, he's just been, yeah, he had a few tests with Stevens, and, you know, some guys have presented something different from him, but he hasn't really had any problems. So people are thinking that nobody in the division can give him a problem.
But KG, there is greater fights in the future if he stays there. I mean, he could wind up fighting Cotto. He could wind up fighting Canelo. He could wind up fighting David Lemieux, Peter Quillen, Andy Lee. I mean, and there's a bunch of people at 154 that are about ready to outgrow that division and move up to 160. He doesn't really have to go anywhere.
I agree with you. There are greater fights for him, but that doesn't no guarantee that he's going to get them. I mean, Cotto, I don't know if Cotto is going to fight him. I don't see anybody that he's – honestly, I don't even see Canelo fighting him anytime soon. I mean, honestly. I mean, because I think Golovkin would beat Canelo easy. But you're right. There are greater fights, but is he going to get them? I mean, the only way he should stay at 160 unless it's going to be a big fight for him. If he's not going to fight anybody better, that's a big fight, then yeah, I do think he should go up because there's no incentive for him to stay there if he's not going to get a big fight. I mean, would you rather him stay at 160 and win a vacated title? I wouldn't want to see him do that.
The only way that he won't get a big fight is if boxing politics decides to get in the way. And with some of the,
very possible.
With some of these fighters that I mentioned, it very well could happen because of who they're signed with.
Exactly, that's the thing, and you're right. He should be able to reign at 160, but if he doesn't get a big fight, it's not going to be very interesting. If he doesn't get certain names, like the names that you called off, then it's not going to be something that's very intriguing.
Did you feel the same way when Roy Jones was dominating the light heavyweight division and he had nobody to fight?
Well, it's the same way that you feel. You think GGG is entertaining, so you like to watch him. And people thought Roy Jones was entertaining, so they like to watch him. But
yeah, this is the thing, man. The pressure. Listen, this is the thing, and we got to wrap it up and move on to some other callers. I'm sorry, KG, but the thing is this: the network, they have to push it. HBO is going to have to offer these guys money that they can't turn down. Andy Lee's words were, the offer that they made me, I couldn't refuse. I was going to fight Quillen with or without the title. Do that, and you ain't got no problem. You want Cotto to fight him? Offer him money. You want Peter Quillen to fight him? Offer him the right money, but I still believe that one has to be on a Heyman network. Listen, KG, I got to get to some other callers, man. It's drive by 678. You're live. Who's this?
It's the milkman, baby.
He's back.
I'm back, baby. I'm back. Hey, man, check it out, man. I think people are being way too hard on Andre Ward, man. The dude has only been out of the ring about a year and a month or two, give or take. When Floyd dropped off the radar in 2007 and then come back to 2009, I don't remember people giving him half the shit that they're giving Andre Ward. The man's been through fucking surgeries, promotional issues. All he said is he wants a few tune-ups. I think 3 is a bit much, but shit, man, let the man get back in the ring. I don't see him whining or complaining about the shit. So why are people giving him a hard time?
Milkman, you know what it is? He has a lot of fans, so a lot of people bring him up. And, you know, since this show is regularly it's twice a week, but, you know, we get sometimes where we do 4 and 5 shows. Guys are tired of hearing about a guy that isn't fighting, and up until maybe a month ago was in litigation. So it's like, oh, he needs to fight Triple G, but the dude can't even fight. So now it's like, oh, he needs to fight Triple G, but he's asking for 3 tune-ups. So we just want people to chill out on the Ward talk until he's actually fighting.
That's all I'm saying, man. You know, get a man a fair shake. When he gets back to work, we'll see how he is. Until then, fuck it, man. You know, it is what it is. But also, real quick, Kirkland isn't going to be working with Ann Wolf. Yeah, even if he was, I think he was going to get blasted out of there. But now I think he's going to get stopped.
Milkman, I know that at one time you said something like, oh, man, you guys keeping me on hold for too long. I'm fight hype about to start their radio. Well, let me tell you something that you didn't know, okay? He's not working with Ann Wolf, but he is with Angel Heredia. And he's now being advised by Miguel Cotto's manager, what is it, Vic Gavi Penegracano? So before you start saying that he's about to get wiped out because he ain't got Ann Wolf, think again. He's got Angel Heredia, and we all see how Marquez looks. Think what you want about Marquez and his pimples. We seen how he looks. That's all that counts.
Yeah, he's gonna be on that shit. He might last 5 rounds then. And lastly, fucking
whoa.
on each other, man.
5 rounds, dude? Who's Canelo knocked out in the last 5 years?
Well, see, it's not about that. See, people got to realize, man, styles make fights. And for the last maybe 2, 3 fights of Kirkland, he comes out ice cold, man, especially in that first round. He got dropped by Angulo. We all saw what the kid from Japan did. If he's not warm in that first round, man, Canelo's gonna get him out of there in 1 or 2, guaranteed. Robbie, mark my words down on that little piece of paper in front of you right now. The milkman said it.
The milkman is gonna be spoiled milk. It's gonna be expired come fight time. Come fight time. Yo, 2 rounds? Damn, you think Canelo is a
3
god.
rounds, baby. All of y'all take heed. I said it tonight. 3 rounds. He's out of there. I'm gone.
All right, Milkman. Thank you for calling in, brother. Wow, 3 rounds. James? Vic? 3 rounds? Could he really do that?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, I mean, that whole, I guess, going in cold that's an Ann Wolf thing. So, I mean, you know, Ann Wolf would not have him warm up. What Ann Wolf would do would keep him in
90 seconds.
I think it'd be wet towels before he go in to try to keep him warm. So he never warmed up before a fight. So I mean that's something Ann Wolf instituted. That's why he was always cold in the first few rounds.
James, do you see a scenario possible where Canelo could stop Kirkland in 3?
No, not 3 rounds. No, I mean I definitely think that Kirkland's a little bit more. I guess we've been tossing this term around. Why not use it again? Durable. I mean, I see him stopping him because, I mean, realistically, Angulo had Kirkland hurt. A lot of people had Kirkland hurt, and I got to think that Canelo's going to do the same thing. But I don't see an early round stoppage. I see a late round stoppage similar to Angulo fight, but I think he's actually going to be knocked out as opposed to the referee stoppage.
Well, really quick, we no longer have to rush and do a roll call chat because now the chat is on YouTube, and the show's going to end in 60 seconds on Blog Talk. So if you want to talk to any of our hosts, press the number 1 or the lines are going to be blocked, but you can continue to listen on your computer or via YouTube and continue to chat, and we will shout out everyone in the chat. Next caller, 630, you're live. Who's this?
The commissioner. What's going on, guys?
10 seconds.
Much.
Hey, Bobby, get my pick down real quick. I got Triple G. I'm going to say he get him out of there. I think Murray a little bit tougher than what people gonna give him. I'll say at least 8. He got him done by 8.
Oh, well, this is the worst blowout I've ever seen as far as boxing picks are concerned. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, and you say that's the worst blowout, and people still hating on the man. I don't think it's race. I think you got it. Like you said the best comments, man. I think that's a good business move, and that's a good move to see the best fights. If he just stay where he at, he don't got to rush to Andre Ward. Let Andre Ward get his tune-ups. I think Ness might have said it before. That's a fight for next year, somewhere down the line. But he can stay at 160, and those dudes should move up. Quillen, Canelo, Cotto, which I doubt he's gonna do, but those would be the good fights, and I think those would be some of the challenges that people want to see. I don't think it's too much that people want to see him lose. Haters gonna be haters anyway. Every day people gonna hate. But the people who real boxing fans who just want to see a good competitive fight instead of a blowout like Triple G been doing the last guys he's been fighting. You know, they just want to see a competitive fight. So those are the fights that's going to be there at 160, period.
I totally agree. I think if he stays right there, people are going to end up having to come to him because if HBO is smart, they're going to up their offers to people, and right, that kind of thing.
That kind of thing. So is that the problem? I know Ness mentioned that. Is it they haven't been offering people the money, or is it people scared of them? Because I really don't understand how that balances out. It's like, so if they offer Miguel Cotto whatever he got for Mayweather, somewhere close to what he got for Mayweather, is he going to fight Triple G? Is it really about the money, or is it about, holding on to the belt? Like, what is it really about? Because these dudes, they fighters, they should be stepping up and fighting. We want to see the best fight the best, but we know a lot of boxing guys, they making more of business decisions.
Well, brother, thank you for calling in. You're going to be on drive-by mode, as you already know. But I will say that you're right, man. Again, it's up to the networks. Networks offered Curtis Stevens the right amount of money. He negotiated. They were trying to offer him like $325 at first, right, Vic?
Yeah.
You got to negotiate. You got to negotiate. You're getting in there with a big-time puncher. You got to negotiate. But the pressure should fall on HBO because HBO is invested in Golovkin. That's their next star. And he can really be that. So they need to serve him up a veteran fighter like Cotto, someone to pass the torch. Or he's going to have to make his own torch, and keep fighting everyone until he merits being on pay-per-view. But if they want a Cotto fight, they got to pay for it. They know they got to pay for it. That's just the way that it works, man, unfortunately. 508, you're live. Who's this?
Yo, this is Georgie 4G. First of all, I got to apologize. Last time I called, I sort of insinuated that guys not fair with Rigondeaux, with you guys sort of are. But the thing is this, man. This dude time is not there yet. We're talking to him like he's 4 or 5 fights ahead of time. He's not there. He needs to clean up the division, and then we talk to him like he have accomplished something. That's my whole pick right there.
But you're talking about Triple G or Rigondeaux?
No, I'm talking about Triple G. Like, I think you guys should talk more about Rigondeaux Because this nigga resume is like history in the making being ignored for the amount of time that you guys put on Triple G. I know the Rigon Dog is not fighting that much, but then again, the level of position, you talk about Andrew Ward, right? Like he coming out of retirement. We can say the same shit about Santa Cruz. That's a retirement right there, fighting all these bombs. And then we don't get that criticism to the guys who fighting nobody. You see where we're coming from?
Not really, man, because Rigo has a very good resume, but he has issues, man. He can't get in the ring, like, and when he does, you know, we gotta go to streams and stuff. But Georgie, man, this drive-by player, I'm gonna get to some other callers. 201, you're live. Who's this?
Yo, what's up, man? It's us.
Damn, you went back on, huh?
What do you mean I went back on?
We went to you earlier, and you said hello and never said nothing else.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that, but the thing is, I'm sick and tired of this Triple G shit, okay? This guy is just getting started, and is gonna clean the fucking... Look, Hagler is the best middleweight of all time, arguably, you know, one of the best, and he never even moved up in weight in his whole fucking career, okay? Not once. He never moved up to 168. He was a career middleweight the whole way through. So why can't anybody else do it? Why can't Golovkin just stay at 160 from his whole fucking career? You know, let's say he's a small guy. Let's say he never outgrows the middleweight division. You know what? And all of a sudden it's wrong to fight in one weight class for your whole career now. Now you gotta fight in 5 different weight classes. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, Seth,
anyway,
that's why I asked the question earlier to the guy. Did you have the same criticism when Roy Jones fought? And he really didn't answer that question.
Oh, right. And right. I mean, Roy Jones was basically just fighting showcase fights for almost 8 years on HBO, and HBO was supporting it and paying him good money for that. At least Triple G, I mean, you had people calling out Roy Jones at the time. But, you know, with Triple G, no one's even calling him out. You got people ducking him. And then now HBO is paying them twice the amount they're worth just so they can get in the ring with them. You know? So I don't get this shit, man. But anyway, the other guy that just called talking about Kirkland, he didn't even make... Oh, yeah, James. I think it was James. What's up, James?
What up? What up?
Oh, you said that you think Kirkland's going to lose in the 8-round TKO?
Yeah.
Dude, that doesn't even make any sense. Because it's either Canelo ices him in the first 2 rounds, or Kirkland drowns Canelo and TKOs him in the late rounds.
How is it a black or white issue like that? That's absolutely not the only 2 options that could be. You don't think that Canelo could pressure Kirkland, tire him out, then break him down over in the 9th round?
In 8 rounds.
Huh?
How do you see that, though? Can you please explain to me how you see Canelo winning a TKO in 8? I mean, I could see TKO in 2 or knockout in 1, but how 8?
Nah, because what's going to happen is that Canelo is going to basically come forward and try to stop Kirkland. Kirkland's going to try to get his respect, but Canelo's going to go to the body. And when that starts happening, he's going to land because he got vicious left hooks to the body, and Kirkland is there for them. He has almost zero, like, I'm not going to say he has zero chin, but Ishida knocked him out. He almost got knocked out by Angulo. Had Angulo not punched himself out of that fight, there's a good chance Kirkland would have lost his 2nd fight by knockout. So he already has a questionable thing. The only thing he has is heart at that point, which I think that Canelo's going to be able to break over 8 rounds of body work, and then eventually when you break the body, the head will fall. When you kill the body, the head will fall. So this is exactly what Canelo does. He wants you to be the pressure fighter so he can sit in the pocket and bully you around. Kirkland's going to try to bully. It's not going to work. It's going to fall right into exactly what Canelo wants. Canelo has the power to hurt Kirkland. He's going to knock him out. I rarely say knockouts because when I think knockout,
exactly. Well, let's say Kirkland could take his punishment and keeps coming and outworks the shit out of him and ends up drowning him. I think he has the perfect style for that because we all know Canelo likes to fight at a slow pace.
In what fight, though, can you say that you saw all that possible? I mean, he was losing the Carlos Molina fight basically the entire time until the ending of that fight. So it is not like this is a dude that's going to be all of a sudden out of nowhere is like this great fighter.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. The Carlos Molina fight was probably his worst fight ever. I've never seen him look like that. And number two, we all know Kirkland's style. He outworks the shit out of you and mauls you and drowns you. That's what he did to Glenn Tapia. That's what he did to Angulo. Even though he got hurt in the beginning, he got through it and just outworked the shit out of him. And Angulo couldn't keep up with the pace and basically just dropped dead from being too tired. His punches were looking like he was throwing underwater. That's how tired he was. It's very hard to keep up with a fighter like Kirkland because he fights at such a fast pace. But the thing is, I could see where you're coming from, where how Canelo gets his respect in the beginning with body punches, and because he is going to be right there for him. But
and he's going to be coming forward, so you know that left uppercut's going to be split in the middle the entire fight. He's just going to start picking him off, just exactly what he did with Angulo, and move it to James Kirkland, who's more athletic, and I guess there's more in him than what Angulo was in that fight. What this fight is to me is what I thought Angulo was going to be. It's going to be a great test. He's going to pressure him. He's going to put him in situations that we still haven't seen Canelo in. Only time we've ever seen Canelo in weird situations where we think he's losing is he's being outboxed. Kirkland is going to do what we want to see. Is he going to be able to take the pressure? He's going to be able to take the power. I don't see it happening because I don't believe in Kirkland that much. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess I could see where you're coming from, but I'm expecting a quick knockout win for Canelo or a savage stoppage for Kirkland in the late rounds because Canelo just couldn't keep up with the pace. But anyway, with the thing, what was I going to talk about? Oh, Al Heyman. I haven't talked about Al Heyman on the show in a long fucking time. And he's been doing a lot of moves. He's been making a lot of moves. And I just want to say my little opinion on it. I think what he's doing is great. And, Ness, I don't know if you remember, months back, we were having a conversation, and I was saying, fuck the pay-per-view model. Why do we even have it? And you're like, because we have to, blah, blah, blah. And I basically told you my dream, and it's exactly what Al Heyman is doing right now. It's big-time boxing on regular network TV and no pay-per-view. Because in my opinion, the pay-per-view had a lot to do with killing the sport. Because it makes it very hard for people to watch it because they have to shell out cash for it. And that's the worst thing for any type of sport. If the Super Bowl, put it this way, if the Super Bowl was to be pay-per-view, within 3 years, the viewership for the Super Bowl would probably drop around 35% within 3 years if it was pay-per-view. So, and this has been going on in boxing for almost 20 years. So imagine the kind of damage this current model has been doing. And, especially with all the big-time fights being on premium networks, that's horrible. And I'm really happy that Al Heyman is flipping the finger to this system and flipping it back around the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it's supposed to be. And for those fucking idiots who were hating on Al Heyman and saying, oh, boxing should be on network TV, well, guess what, bitch, now it is. But we got people that still talk shit about him. I admit I was talking shit about him, but now he's switching it around and he's trying to do something good. And if he's successful, he's going to make boxing into a mainstream sport again. And that's what it's supposed to be. And back in the day, in the 20s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, there were two sports in America, and the most popular sports were baseball and boxing. Okay, not football. It was baseball and boxing. 1920s, 1940s, 30s, 50s, all the way up until probably the 60s and early 70s. those were the most important sports in the country. And you know, fuck baseball. It's the only sport where you could be fat and out of shape and still be good at. But boxing is the best sport in the world. And with this current model, it's going to be right back up there. I believe in it, and I fully support it. And Vanes Martin is going to spank that little Charlo ass bitch. Because, you know, to tell you the truth, I haven't even seen him fight, man. I haven't even seen him fight.
Yeah, and won't you tell some more truth? You're Armenian, so you're going with the Armenian, man. You guys and everybody talks about me, but I know all your little secrets.
Well, that's true. And I'm not a biased Armenian. Check this out. I did not believe in Vanes, and I openly said it. I did not believe. If you go watch the show for the Andrade and Vanes Martin show, I called in and I said I want Vanes to win, but I'm picking Andrade.
You also thought he was beating Laura, remember?
No. That fight happened in 2012. I didn't even know you back then. I didn't even call you back then or none of that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Must have been on that 20-hour ride to Cincinnati and back. Listen, Sev, let me get to some other people. You know it's drive by. You've been burning. 915, you're live.
Yo, this is Lalo Forklift.
Who?
Hello? Lalo Forklift? The forklift, remember? It was kind of funny when I...
Oh, the forklift. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I know this is really fast. I just want to say I don't even care who Underwood fights. He's boring. I give him his due. He's really good, but he uses the hugging, the ring size. When it was a Super 6, I think he was the only fighter that didn't fight out of the U.S. And when Triple G's fighting, even though he fights a bum or whoever, I want to watch. And I can't really see HBO trying to match him up because at the end of the day, HBO did invest in Underworld and they're investing in Triple G, and they will lose a star there eventually. And that is it. That's all I got. And I got Triple G.
Okay.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. 111111, block number, Skype number. You're live. Who's this? One. Yo. Hello. Man, after all that time waiting, you about to ruin your call. Who's this? All right, we're gonna have to go to someone else, brother. I'm sorry, man. I hate to do that to people when they wait so long. 225. Did we go to you already? You sound like we did.
Hello?
Did we go to you, 225?
Yeah, you went to me.
All right, hold on. 631. Did we go to you? 7. What up?
I got two predictions, man. I got two predictions real quick. You got me?
Go ahead.
All right. My first prediction is going to be Triple G by knockout. I can't tell the round, but it's going to be a knockout easy. My second prediction is that the fight doctor, next time they call, he's going to throw some more nonsense. Man, that fucking guy. Don't even give him an intro no more, man. Just flush the toilet when he calls it. That guy. And Robbie, I'm not going to let you off the hook. You was not, metaphorically speaking, you laughed at me when I said Pacquiao was whatever he was, and you said a fighter with 5 losses cannot be TBE. And I took that offensively. I went on the internet and I typed in the best 10 fighters of all time, and I tell you that 99% of them have 6 losses on it. So, Ness, you try to save them at the end of the show. You cut them short. So as you said that fucking shit, you cut them real quick. If you don't believe me, go back and listen to it. So I just want to say that, man. I don't have that much time. I've been on the phone forever, though, man.
Hey, we get a lot of callers, you know?
Yeah, 7. You should know that by now. 954, you're live. Who's this? 954. 954, going once. Going twice. All right. Listen, I've been following the analytics, and I've seen a few people hit on over to the affiliate sponsors page, so I definitely appreciate that. Remember, all of us use Amazon, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know I order a bunch of stuff. So if you could be so kind as to use our affiliate link, and this way you'll be supporting your favorite podcast. Remember, you could do that by going to ThaBoxingvoice.com, clicking on the affiliate sponsors page, and just using our Amazon link. Bookmark it. Make it one of your favorites on your Chrome toolbar. This way you could always use it anytime you use Amazon, and you know that you're supporting the show that you love, and you're helping us keep the lights on. Let's just be real, you know. It's a fan-driven show, so without you guys, we're nobody. We got to all the callers, and I'm just so excited to have you guys back. I know you've been in there for a couple of hours now. You ready to kick out and leave and go get some dinner, or you want to throw a couple of words back around each other and see what we come up with for the end of this show?
We can keep talking as long as you want, Ness.
Vic, James?
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. I've been basically just glued to my Shots app trying to figure out when this Mayweather shit's going to happen. I was kind of hoping it was going to happen while we were on the show so we could drop it.
Yeah, man, I really thought it was going to happen. I mean, with all the boxing insiders making, all this hoopla, I really thought it was today. But again, like I said in the beginning of the show, I feel like Mayweather is such an egomaniac that he's like, oh, you guys are leaking information. I was supposed to announce this. Now I'll just wait till tomorrow or Friday or Sunday or Saturday, whatever this guy decides to do.
Like I said, his birthday is the 24th. I bet you he'll wait till like Monday and then drop it.
Yeah, right, Robbie. If people keep believing you and I, we said it was going to happen on the Super Bowl.
Well, hey, that's what I believe. But hey, I've been wrong many times, and I'll probably be wrong again. But
yeah,
that's what he did last year with Maidana.
Well, you were wrong on Super Bowl Sunday, just like me.
I know. Yep.
Yo, maybe he's got a certain amount of downloads of that Shot app that he wants to hit before he announces it to make sure that there's enough people on that, whatever it is. I mean, the app is Instagram, essentially. That's all it is.
Yeah. The thing is, he invested like $1 million allegedly.
That's it? That's
Yeah,
Shark Tank money. That's Shark Tank money.
Mm-hmm. Well, Robbie, stop breathing into the mic, Robbie. Back up.
Oh,
Or
sorry about that.
It's either you or Vic, man. One of you guys are letting us hear your nostrils there. So let's just get into some headlines because obviously today a lot of things definitely happened that we could talk about just for a couple of minutes. And if anybody does want to call in, you already know 646-478-3068. If you want to talk, remember to press 1. Let's see if we can squeeze in a couple of more calls while we go over some of these headlines. I don't know if you guys got to see the Peter Quillen, but he's expecting to come in and bring fireworks. He's not afraid of Andy Lee, and he remembers, just like I thought he would, that he wanted this fight a long time ago, but now it's on a bigger stage, and he's excited, man. I know a lot of people gave Peter Quillen a lot of stuff, but James, like I was telling guys last show, it came around full circle, and it seems like his decision not to take the Korobov fight last year really paid off, because this year he's making the same or more. He didn't want to be clear with it, but once I put the audio out, you'll make your own assessment of that. He definitely made it clear that he was making more. The fight means more now because Andy Lee's more of a known name, and it's in the Barclays Center already on a big card. So did Peter Quillen make the right decision in your eyes, or is he still a duck?
I think, yeah, but that's only with hindsight, which is 2020. I mean, let's be real. I mean, when that first happened, it wasn't like he took a step back and was going to be like, well, Andy Lee's going to knock out Korobov. But then when I come full circle again, I'm going to fight him in Madison Square Garden. It's going to be bigger, and this is better for boxing. I think this is just the way they played with the cards that they had, and he came out with a royal flush, I guess. I don't know. Because, I mean, I think this is a great fight. And, I mean, Peter Quillen, to me, is probably number 2 in that division. I would probably rank him, obviously, Golovkin. Quillen, I think, would even beat Cotto. So, I think it's a good fight. I think it's exciting. And then the winner of this is going to flush themselves out with the title. And hopefully we get more matchups with this. The only thing I'm hoping is that, I mean, realistically, I think it would be better if Andy Lee won this fight on the simple fact that he could come back over to HBO.
Yeah, let's see, can Andy Lee pull it off? See, the problem I have with Andy Lee, he's always losing. Even the fights that he wins, he's losing. Like, he comes from behind. He's always down on the cards.
John Molina.
Yeah, I just don't think that he's going to be able to pull it off. I mean, Quillin has a pretty decent chin. He's took some shots, and he's looked, deer-eyed. I'm not denying that, but he hasn't gone down, I don't think. Has he? Didn't Winky Wright put him down? No, he put Winky Wright down.
Yeah, no. I thought he did, didn't I? don't know. I don't remember.
Definitely put Wright down. I just don't know if he went down as well.
Yeah, I can't think of a fight that he would have went down in, but I mean, I still think like I said, I think it's a good fight. I mean, like you said, the biggest thing for me right now is that chin, because I mean, you've seen him, you said deer-eyed or whatever like that, but we've still never seen him cracked with someone that really knows how to punch. Andy Lee does that. I mean, the hardest puncher he's fought so far would be Gabriel Rosado.
Yeah, but the thing with me is, Andy Lee, he's been looking good. He's got all these knockouts recently, but I just keep remembering that Chavez fight.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, the best comparison is John Molina. His punch is the only thing that keeps him in the fight. He's actually, to me, more technically sound than John Molina is. But I mean, when you have a hand like that, though, that eraser is always there. That's what's making David Lemieux so good, because you're allowed to lose like David Lemieux did. You got that punching power. Now you just need to shape your body and you need to shape your technique around that to accentuate that, as opposed to only display the one thing you have, which is power.
Well, let's wrap it up. We're going to give a quick shout-outs to everybody in the chat. And remember, if you're listening on Blog Talk or iTunes, Stitcher, whenever you do get to this and you want to participate live, the chat is on the YouTube channel. All the shows will always be scheduled, so you could always come and check what live events we got going on. And remember, if you want to catch our spontaneous shows, follow us on Blog Talk, and you'll receive an email anytime we go live. And we do spontaneous shows. So for anyone that missed it, we did one this week. Definitely refresh your podcast app, whether you're using Pod Beyond for Androids or the iTunes podcast app for iPhone. Really quick in the chat, we got Triple Duck, Jason Shaw. I'm not going to give you guys his last names in case they're your real last names, so we're going to go with Triple Duck, Jason, Brian, Nigeta. Everything is an illusion. Jason again, Danny, Suleiman, Boxing in the Hallway, still ducking me. Dave Boy, Essex UK, Danny Boy, Danny D, Tell J Music. What's up, brother? We spoke today. Who else? Real Boxing Fan, 007. Leonard, won't say your last name. Wirecutter, Shady Slim. A lot of people. I love it. Who else we got? I got that one. Oh, that might be it. Man, they need to do something so we can see the total count. I actually have to go through the feed, so I do apologize. Boxing Fan is in there. Alex Boris is in there. Scan Lawn Rock, New York City. Ratis or Ratis, I don't know. Alex. Who else? I think that's it right there. I'm still scrolling just in case. Oh yeah, anti-pressure. Got a lot of people in there. Up at the top, Joshua, Amina. And now I got to reboot. Joe Lopez, Nick Dave, Gus the Gooks, Dynamite Productions, Jason. I said Jason Saul. Mescaza or Mezakal, I guess. Mezakal. I have no fucking clue. I'm the worst for this. Who else? T White. Man, they really need to come up with a better system. Damn it. That's actually a shout out. Milos. I hope I got to everybody, man. It's not as easy as you think to see everyone's name. It's a constant scroll, and with all the comments going on, you might as well just go into the chat and get it on with those guys, because just like the show, that is a Rumble Royal over there. Remember, I can't say it enough, man. We definitely appreciate you. Today was an awesome, awesome day on the website. I just want to thank everyone that continues to go to the website and check out the articles. Remember to subscribe to the RSS feed. This way you can get a little ping notification every time there's a hot story. And like I've been telling you, we've been on top of it. Don't take my word for it. Monitor it yourself, and then you'll see that, supplying us with your email is only going to be beneficial to you and receiving your boxing news. Of course, the support, we always appreciate it. The iTunes and Stitcher reviews, no bigger way to support the show than to drop us a review. If you're feeling a little, more generous, then drop us $1. If you're feeling even more generous than that, you do what you want, but we totally appreciate it. Listen, we got to give this glove away, and I'll be honest, there's only been like 3 people that asked for it, which makes the giving it away a lot simpler. So I'm not going to wait till the fight actually starts. I'm going to give this one out a little sooner. So we'll say Thursday's show, we're going to announce a winner. How about that? Let's see if we get a little bit of if this glove could actually pick up some legs, and maybe you guys want it. If not, I think his name is Russell. You might be one guy. I know Vladimir as well. You're probably the only two. So you're about to win. Remember, man, to keep us winning, use that affiliate link on Amazon. It costs you nothing. I can't express that anymore, because if you're already shopping there, you're helping us out, and it's showing support to the show, and it's keeping the lights on. And as you can see, you guys have been noticing you're doing these donations, and I'm buying all new equipment. As you can see, the show sounds better. There shouldn't be any complaints about audio. I think that we all sound phenomenal. I even thought that James might have fixed his internet. I only seen you chop out once, brother. You look great over there. The sound is great. I'm glad that you're back. I know Vic cut out, but, it's a happy day, man. We had a good reunion and a great show, and Sunday we'll be back to serve you your crow. James, any last thoughts?
No, man. Just bummed no Mayweather announces, but you said everything that needs to be said.
Well, you got to remember, I'm on the East. So, he's 3 hours behind me, so it's still early for him. Right now for him, it's only, 5:30 over there, right? No, actually 8:30.
Yeah, it's 8:30 for us. I think it's 7:30 for them right now, but you know how he is. He's egotistical. He wants Twitter to blow up. That's not going to happen if it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so. Well, I don't know, man. 10 o'clock at night, my time is pretty good for him. It could happen any second now. Let's hope, man. I just want to wake up and it's done. I received so many texts today that this fight was going to be announced today, and so many people just like, oh, man, I'm so happy. I can't believe this fight is happening in my generation. And it's like, man, don't take that away from fight fans, man. They really want to be a part of this. They just want to go to Vegas. Guys are like, Ness, are you going to go? I'm like, go? We're not even going to be able to get a ticket to that. Like, how are you going to get a ticket? Somebody told me, Ness, what's the best way? Via email. And listen, I'm responding to you here. He said, what's the best way? I already booked my room, and I think this fight is going to happen. I'm willing to spend $1,500 on a ticket. Well, I'm going to tell you, my friend, the nicest way I could tell you this, you ain't getting in. Not for $1,500. Not for $1,500. Now, if you can somehow get on the line and actually order your tickets in that short 10-minute span, because you already know the bookers are going to get all the tickets and resell. But if somehow you can make it on Ticketmaster, man, go for yours, brother. Take a picture there, and, make sure you got your Boxing Voice t-shirt. You could get that at the Boxing Voice store. But I'm going to go ahead and cut up out of here, man. I am Ness GTO, your host. You can find me at Ness GTO on Twitter. And I'm joined alongside Jameson Rocket. It's been a long time. You guys have been asking for him back. Make sure you put it in the comments, man. Let him know. Tweet at this guy. Him and Vic need to be back here. You said it. Let him know that it's not just me asking for him to come back. All right, guys. So we'll talk to you Sunday.
Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.